Hello, everyone. Along with former All-American running back Alan Pinkett and Jeff Jeffers, this is Don Crickey. Alan, the BC Eagles in the preseason polls were not ranked, but here they are, 6-0, number 4 in the country. They've had some big wins in the conference. They're in the ACC now. They've beaten Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, and North Carolina State. How good do you think this team is?
Well, they've really, I guess because of attrition, have risen in the ranks, but they've been playing real good football. This new head coach has really changed the tempo of the offense. It's an up-tempo offense, and they're a group that's just developed a lot of confidence. You know, you win, you feel good about yourself, you're confident about what you do. So they come into this game with a lot of confidence, but still questionable how good they really are.
Well, in the last 3 weeks, getting ready for Notre Dame, their schedule softened up. They've prepped for this game for a long time. In fact, years in advance, the way the schedule was made up. In the recent weeks, they beat a pretty much undermanned Army team, 1AA UMass, and then last week they hung 55 on Bowling Green. And so you can't determine too much from those victories, but the win at Georgia Tech was huge because we know what Georgia Tech did to Notre Dame here in the opener, 33-3. The Yellow Jackets won, and subsequently they've been in a slump. But right now, Notre Dame comes in on their home field in the local papers and nationally as a 2-touchdown underdog, which, Alan, is a lot better than last week. But they were a 3-touchdown underdog.
It is. I think that the pollsters saw improvement in the Irish, and the one thing you've wanted to see is improvement. And you know, this is a type of game that sort of favors Notre Dame in that nobody expects anything out of them, and you've got a highly ranked team coming in, knowing that Boston College is not going to overlook Notre Dame. But this is one of those type of games where Notre Dame can rise up.
Well, Matt Ryan is the key guy for Boston College, projected as a first-round draft choice next April in the NFL draft. He is a 6'5" passer. Spreads the ball around very well, has a great winning record as a starting quarterback at Boston College. Matt Ryan is 20-4. That's 83% plus wins. So he's the guy that Notre Dame pass rush is going to have to get to if they're going to slow down this offense that scores 36 a game.
And it's going to be hard to get to him. A very quick release, a very fundamentally sound quarterback, spreads the ball around very, very well, goes for the open man, does not isolate on one target, and the relationship he has developed with the head coach and the offensive coordinator, Steve Logan, has been one where he's been able to flourish.
Notre Dame could have big problems running the ball on BC. Right now, the Eagles are number 3 in the nation in yards per carry allowed. Opponents are averaging less than 2 yards a rush against BC's defense, 1.9. Charlie Weiss told us that they're a very physical team. We'll have to match their physicality on offense, defense, and special teams. But there are some openings in that BC pass defense, is the feeling.
Yes, number 110 in the country, they come into this game against the pass. And there are 2 cornerbacks. One is very good, Dewan Tribble, but Taji Morris is the name we'll probably say a lot today because Notre Dame's going to try and isolate on that particular player. And, you know, Bowling Green, even though they got a bunch of points hung on them, they threw for over 400 yards passing against this Boston College defense.
Well, it's a long rivalry. Notre Dame dominated in the early years, but BC has now really had the measure of Notre Dame. And last time they played, BC came into the stadium, won here, getting a linebacker interception. It was running back for a winning touchdown. A lot of, I wouldn't call it bad blood, but it's a very heated rivalry. The two Catholic schools playing Division I football at a high level over the years.
Catholic Super Bowl, and I think that Notre Dame really hasn't had a lot of respect for Boston College. It's almost treated it like it was a second-class citizen, but has developed that respect. And I think the best thing that could have happened for Notre Dame was take BC off the schedule because they just had Notre Dame's number. You know, no matter what Notre Dame did, they found a way to lose to BC. And I got a lot of respect for BC because they can't go out and get a lot of 4- and 5-star recruits, but they go get some real good football players.
Well, they've shown that this year. BC coming in 6-0 and even more impressive, number 4 in the country.
Celebrating 4 decades as the flagship for Notre Dame football, Westwood One presents this Fighting Irish flashback. Once again, here's Don Crickey.
In 1985, Notre Dame suffered one of its most embarrassing losses. The Miami Hurricanes swamped the Fighting Irish 58-7 in what turned out to be the final game of Jerry Faust's career as coach at Notre Dame. 3 years later, the teams would meet again, and redemption was on the minds of the Fighting Irish. The game had been circled on the calendars of Notre Dame players, coaches, and students alike. Miami came into South Bend as the defending national champion, winners of 36 straight regular season games, and still ranked number 1 in the country. Lou Holtz's squad was no slouch either at 5-0 and number 4 in America. So confident of his team, Lou Holtz guaranteed victory at a pep rally the night before the game. The fireworks in this one started before the game even kicked off, as a brawl broke out in the entrance tunnel before the teams took the field. Once the game finally got underway, it was Notre Dame who jumped out to a 21-7 lead in the second quarter after Pat Terrell returned an interception for a touchdown. The Irish couldn't weather the storm, though, and Miami quarterback Steve Walsh redeemed himself by throwing 2 touchdown passes to close out the half and bring the teams even at 21. After a memorable halftime speech in which a Notre Dame defensive coach shattered a blackboard with his fist, the Irish charged out of the locker room and scored 10 unanswered points. Jimmy Johnson's Miami team regrouped to kick a field goal to cut the lead to 7 midway through the fourth quarter. And as exciting as the game was to that point, the drama would only get better. The Hurricanes got the ball back late in the game and managed to drive the ball to the Irish 11-yard line. On fourth down, Walsh hit Andre Brown in the end zone to make the score 31-30 with 45 seconds left. Rather than kick the extra point and go for the tie, Coach Johnson elected to go for 2, later explaining, "We always play to win."
Dawkins wide to the right, Brown in the slot. Conley, the wingman on the right side. 3 wide receivers right. They're going to go for 2. Back to throw. Walsh, look. Has the time. Lost the ball. The pass is batted down. It's batted down by Terrell. And the Irish may win it this afternoon. They're out in front 31-30 as Jimmy Johnson wins for 2.
The Irish held on for the win and finished out the season undefeated with a Fiesta Bowl victory over West Virginia to give Notre Dame its 11th national championship. And we welcome you back to Notre Dame Stadium. Don Criqui with Alan Pinkett and Jeff Jeffers, the Fighting Irish and the Eagles of Boston College on the playing field as we come now to the kickoff hour. The BC Eagles across the way, number 4 in America, 6-0 overall. Their best ranking and best start since '84, the Flutie years. They were up to number 4 that year also, but lost the following week after they got the 4th ranking nationally. The co-captains are now meeting at midfield for the flip of the coin. BC with gold helmets, all white uniforms and maroon numerals, and the Fighting Irish in their home blue jerseys with white numerals. They have gold helmets and gold pants. A perfect day to play. Temperature about 60 degrees, a little bit overcast, no threat of rain. Wind coming up a little bit. Doesn't seem to be a wind, though, Alan. It'll be a problem.
Don't think so. Anytime you have an aerial attack, you have to be concerned with the wind. It is swirling a little bit, but not enough to really affect the attacks of both teams.
Boston College coming in, led by quarterback Matt Ryan, who has thrown for 15 touchdowns, and he has been intercepted 5 times, but not at all in the last 3 games. Ryan spreads the ball around. On the average, 9 different receivers get passes from him during a game. He's a 6'5", 220-pound senior. He's coming off off-season foot surgery, but seems to be fully recovered from that, and is indeed a Heisman Trophy candidate this year. Of course, the Heisman often goes to the best player on the best team, and right now, the rankings have BC among the best 4 teams in the country.
You know, it makes BC a real scary team because they just keep getting better each week, and you know that their competition hasn't necessarily been the best, but I always look at the level of execution compared to the level of competition, and this is an offense, talking about BC, that's firing on all cylinders.
We've had the flip of the coin now. BC won the toss, and they will kick off. So Notre Dame invariably gets the ball to start a game because Notre Dame will take the ball whether they win the kick or lose the kick. Most teams want to kick off and start the second half with it. But Notre Dame's Charlie West says every possession is a chance to score. He goes for the ball every time he can get it.
He coached with definitely an offensive frame of mind. You know, the offensive coordinator at New England, he feels his best shot is on offense. Even though last week the defense really stepped up last week, causing those 7 turnovers. But offense is where you sort of can establish some sort of a pattern to the game.
So Notre Dame will receive to start the game. The Irish are getting set to deploy out onto the south end of the field to our right. And the Eagles of Boston College, who've been getting ready for this game for a long time, they've lessened their schedule in the recent weeks after opening with very impressive wins in their conference, the ACC, winning their opener, beat Wake Forest, won at Georgia Tech, beat North Carolina State. So now BC comes out with their kickoff team. And Notre Dame sends back the very fast freshman tandem of Armando Allen. And back there with him is the wide receiver, Golden Tate.
Two very fast guys, Don, probably fastest on the team. And this is a change that we saw last week, putting both fast guys back deep. So the opponent has to choose or pick your poison. Which speedster do you want to kick it to?
Aponavicius kicks off. Steve Aponavicius will kick off for Boston College. He'll kick off left to right. He has the ball teed up at the BC 30, and we're about to get underway. 17th meeting between these two teams. Notre Dame leads the series 9-7, but BC's won the last 4, and here now is Armando Allen coming right up the middle of the field. He crosses the 25 and is upended. A hard hit by the BC special teams. And Notre Dame, after a 20-yard kick return, will go 1st and 10 at their 26-yard line. Tackled by John Saravo. Time to check today's starting lineups presented by the Home Depot. Check out the new lineup of Glidden team colors, and you can paint your walls with the official colors of your favorite college team, like the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, exclusive from Glidden and only at the Home Depot. Jimmy Clausen, the freshman, starts at quarterback. His running back, one back to start the game, is James Aldridge. And Aldridge runs ahead for not very much. This is a BC defense that is allowing on the average of 1.9 yards per rush, number 3 in the country.
A very strong run defense led by defensive tackle Ron Brace, who's 6'3", 325 pounds, but probably the most athletic defensive lineman that they have. Runs down a lot of plays from behind.
Notre Dame now with 3 wideouts in the game on 2nd and 9. Here's a swing pass near side to James Aldridge. He crosses the 30 and gets out close to the 34-yard line on a swing pass. And it'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 for the Irish as cornerback Dewan Tribble makes the stop for Boston College.
And right now, Notre Dame not necessarily stretching the field, and there's a lot of company when they throw these little short passes. I'm sure that's something that Charlie's trying to set up.
John Sullivan, the veteran center, down over the ball for Notre Dame. 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Irish on this opening possession. Here's a handoff. Aldridge turns it up, bangs ahead. He's going to be very close to a 1st down. The linesmen come in, and it's going to be close enough to measure. And they do give Aldridge on a 3rd down run, 3rd and 4, a 1st down. Jamie Silva, standout free safety for the Eagles of BC, made the stop.
And that Jamie Silva's a kid who's going to be all over the field. We're going to call his name quite a bit, but good play call. Spread him out and then gash him with a run.
Silva, a dangerous man. He had 3 interceptions last week against Bowling Green. Here is a throw, near side, and it's off target. As Clausen tried to go to the left side, the near side to freshman receiver Duval Kamara, a big target. BC got a rush on him, and Clausen was knocked down just as he released the ball, 2nd and 10.
He did a great job of getting rid of the football. Threw it just a little bit early, but that's better than taking the sack.
Notre Dame is going right into an alignment without a huddle on this sequence. As Clausen looks to the sideline, he brings Robbie Paris over to the right side, the far side. 2 wide receivers deployed there. Kamara is wide to the left, the 6'5 freshman. Here's Clausen dropping to throw, gets some time. Here comes the rush. Clausen throws, and it's incomplete. And there is a penalty marker thrown from behind as Clausen got rid of the ball.
Usually an area holding.
And Notre Dame is starting to move back, so the Irish, under a big BC pass rush, don't do very well on that sequence. It's an incomplete pass, and there may be a holding call against Notre Dame. Jack Childress from the ACC is the referee.
Holding 74 offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Sam Young, the sophomore left tackle, is called for the hold. Irish line with Sam Young and Duncan at the tackles. Turkovich and Eric Olson are the guards. John Sullivan is center. Carlson the tight end. And now Notre Dame has it. 2nd down and 20 at the Irish 27-yard line. Opening sequence, no score. Jimmy Clausen points out possible blitzers. Gets under center. Here's the snap. They go to the run, and running straight ahead for not very much to the 30-yard line on a 3-yard gain on the play. Ron Brace, the huge defensive tackle, makes the stop on James Aldridge. That brings up third down and very long yardage, 3rd and 17.
Good matchup today with Ron Brace, probably the best defensive lineman, on Eric Olson, who's starting at right guard. This Ron Brace kid is a kid who can dominate the line of scrimmage. A big body, but very, very athletic. It's going to be tough for Notre Dame trying to contain him.
Brace, a 325-pound junior. Now on the long yardage play, 3rd down and 17 for Notre Dame. 1 running back, 3 wide receivers. Boston College brings up its outside linebackers. Might be coming with a blitz. Here they come as Clausen drops. Clausen rolls out, throws the ball away, and almost gets it to Carlson. And Clausen looking at the referee, talking about getting a face mask, but there's no flag forthcoming, and so Notre Dame will have to punt the ball in this opening sequence as Robert Francois put the big rush on.
And that was Robert Francois. Timed it perfectly coming through the hole. The back tried to chip the rusher, but Francois got through there and got a good angle on the quarterback.
Jeff Price ready to punt for Notre Dame. He'll take the snap at his 16-yard line. No score first quarter. Notre Dame's opening drive after 1 first down stalls, and Boston College about to get the ball for the first time. Jeff Price hits a high punt. Tribble is back. He signals a fair catch and makes it at his 26-yard line. Very good punt by Jeff Price. And so with no score on the board, the Eagles of Boston College take over the ball for the first time. That was a 44-yard punt by Price with no return. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football.
No score in our game, 13:02 left first quarter. Time to salute our weekly Westwood One Student Scholarship winner. Each game this season, Westwood One will donate $2,000 to the General Scholarship Fund at the University of Notre Dame in the name of a deserving student. This week's recipient, Jeffrey Tate, a junior from Apple Valley, Minnesota. He's a Dean's List student, majoring in finance and sociology. Congratulations, Jeffrey, from all of us at Westwood One. BC has the ball for the first time this afternoon. 1st and 10 from their own 27, and here's Don Crickey.
Thank you, Jeff. Boston College coming in with a 6-0 record. And Ryan has had some huge games in the biggest wins of the year, the win over Wake Forest, the defending ACC champion. Boston College quarterback Ryan threw for 408 passing yards. And against Georgia Tech in a 24-10 BC win, he threw for 435. So he's the player that Notre Dame has to get a rush on if he's got time to throw. He's a guy that'll light it up.
You know, everything is a timing pattern too, Don. So the pressure is very, very important. If you can disrupt the timing just a little bit, you'll throw them off.
Boston College spreads the field now. They come out with no huddle. They go right into alignment. And the referee waiting for television to come back, and now he gives them the okay to get going, but they did not huddle. Boston College with Ryan at quarterback. Andre Callender is his lone runner. First down, here is a handoff to Callender, and he is taken down as he just crosses the line of scrimmage, got maybe 2 yards. Trevor Laws, who leads the nation in interior lineman tackles. He has 46 tackles coming in, most in the country for an interior lineman. And he makes a stop for a gain of less than 2 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 8.
Has been a superb effort all year long from Trevor Laws. Notre Dame using the 3-4 and 4-3. He's a true defensive tackle, but he's actually excelled at playing defensive end.
Boston College in all white uniforms, maroon numerals, gold helmets, Irish and blue and gold. This is 2nd and 8 for BC. No score first quarter. Ryan drops the throw, throws an out pad on his way off target, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Tried to go to the far side to running back Andre Callender, and Maurice Crum was covering on the play, but the throw was way off target, not close to a connection.
Yeah, and that was as a wide open Callender. Crum was sort of late coming in coverage, and decent protection, but like I said, everything is a timing route. He really this quarterback is one who throws to a spot.
He's big at 6'5", 220. Matt Ryan, quarterback for Boston College. No score first quarter. BC with the ball at the BC 28-yard line. 3rd down and 8. Notre Dame aligns 4 rushers. Here they come. He drops the throw. Now the rush is heavy, and he makes the connection over the middle of the field for a first down out to the 40-yard line. Coming across on a crossing pattern was Ryan Purvis, the tight end. On 3rd and 8, they hit a 12-yard gain. Tackled by Kyle McCarthy. But the Eagles convert 3rd down.
That's a matchup that all offenses like to get. Their big tight end on a smaller free safety. And Kyle McCarthy had good coverage that time, but the ball was perfect, right in stride in the hands of Ryan Purvis.
No score, first quarter, ball just across the BC 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Here's a handoff. Up the middle is LV. Whitworth breaks into open field. He's inside the 40. The race is on for the end zone. Notre Dame closing in on him, and they finally get him down inside the 10-yard line. David Bruton, the strong safety, ran him down, but BC just rips open the Notre Dame defense with a huge running play, a 52-yard run from scrimmage by senior L.V. Whitworth, and the Eagles are now threatening to score.
Whitworth looked like he was shot out of a cannon, but you had this team that's such a good passing team. You can't forget about the run, and L.V. with great blocking streaked down the sideline.
The left guard, Ryan Poles, for the Eagles, got a big block that sprung the run, and now it's 1st and goal for BC at the Notre Dame 7. Here's a handoff, running to the far side, turning inside the 5 and down to the goal line and going in. Here's Andre Callender. So after converting the 3rd and 8, the BC Eagles make it happen fast. A 52-yard run from scrimmage by Whitworth, and now 5 plays into the drive, 73 yards they go. It's a touchdown in Boston College. A 2-touchdown favorite takes a 6-0 lead.
Achilles heel of Notre Dame, run defense. They're averaging 4.1 rushing yards per attempt. That was also the 34th rushing play of more than 10 yards. That's not very good if you're going to try and stop somebody.
Aponavicius will try the point after. A left-footed soccer kicker. He drills the ball up, and good. So Boston College on its first possession goes 73 yards in just 5 plays. Now the extra point now ruled no good. It's off to the side. He just missed the upright, and so it's going to be a 6-0 score, Boston College. And the BC Eagles with the lead will be kicking off when we come back. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football. A reminder that Fighting Irish fans can once again this season hear every minute of every Notre Dame game streamed online. If you can't find a Westwood One affiliate near you, log on to ndfootballradio.com, and you can listen to our entire broadcast on the web. You can also find highlights of past games, read Alan Pinkett's weekly blog, or even email Alan your questions. All that plus live game audio at ndfootballradio.com. And we'd like to send our greetings to Second Lieutenant Jordan Simons of the U.S. Army and over several hundred soldiers who are listening to this game online today in Afghanistan. Thank you, men, and lots of good luck over there, as right now the Boston College Eagles have taken a 6-0 lead, going 5 plays, 73 yards. Callender on the payoff end on a run to the far side, the left side. The extra point was not good, but this is a big drive that Notre Dame has to answer now. They have to get the ball downfield.
No doubt about it. This Boston College team can light up the scoreboard, so you don't want to get behind too far. So I think Notre Dame needs to approach this series as one where they must answer. They must get some points on the board. And Don, when you have a missed extra point, that always looms large in a game.
The extra point by Aponavicius was not good. Now again, the freshman dropped back to our right for Notre Dame, Golden Tate. And also back with him is Armando Allen, the 2 fastest players on the Notre Dame team. Aponavicius will kick off.
Yeah, you're not like to see Notre Dame come with a side return, give these guys an advantage with their speed. If you can run it to a side and build a wall, you can really see how fast they are.
Aponavicius is into the ball. Here's a high spinning kick hit downfield. Coming up on it at the 9-yard line is Armando Allen. Straight ahead, blockers form. Across the 20, breaks across the 25, and out close to the 28 or 9-yard line. And Notre Dame goes on offense for a second time. Right here, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your exclusive home for Notre Dame football. First quarter, Boston College 6, Notre Dame nothing. The Irish in blue and gold moving right to left with their second possession, starting at their 28. They go again to the run. This is Aldridge, turns to the right side, gets plus yards, is knocked out of bounds on the far side. The right side in front of the Boston College bench by safety Jamie Silva. But there's a gain on the play of 7, almost 8 yards as the Irish come out running pretty well with Aldridge at the attack.
Yeah, anytime they can get more than 4 yards on first down, advantage offense. It gives them an opportunity to open up the playbook. And that time, Aldridge showing great speed getting around the corner.
2nd down and 3 with the ball is positioned at the 35. Here's a quick out, far side. Notre Dame gets the ball out to Kamara. That's George West who takes it. He is close to a first down. Might be just short of it. We'll see where they mark the ball. And apparently it's going to be close enough where they're going to measure the ball to the 48-yard line. Austin Giles makes the stop, a 291-pound defensive lineman.
Well, when you throw those little hitches, it gives the defense plenty of time to run down the football. But George West did a good job of trying to stretch for that first down. Notre Dame only has...
It looks like they got it. They did. A first down for the Irish.
This is their 76th first down. Most of your winning teams are going to have in the hundreds in terms of first downs.
So the Irish going to the run maybe a bit more than expected and getting some run yardage early in this game. Going to Aldridge. So far, Aldridge has run the ball 4 times for 16 yards. BC leads 6-0 on a touchdown and missed extra point. Here is Clausen. Quick drop. Throws to the far side. The ball is caught by Carlson, the tight end. A tremendous play by Carlson. And he's out close to the Notre Dame 45-yard line. People all over him. And he still made the catch on the play. Tackled by Taji Morris, a cornerback. They'll work on him today. He's number 29. The other cornerback, DeJuan Tribble, has 14 career interceptions. He had 3 interceptions, did Tribble, in the win over Wake Forest. So he's a dangerous corner. Right now, Notre Dame sets up on 3rd down and 4. Here is Clausen, near side throw, and it's dropped by Robbie Paris. And they're ruling it's a forward pass. Very close to a backward pass.
Oh, no doubt about it. And one of those deals, ball was thrown just a little bit behind. Paris tried to alertly get on the football, but he was spun around on the play, which made it hard for him to make the catch. But Notre Dame still with a comfortable 3rd down right now.
See how comfortable, Allen. It's 3rd down and 4. Ball position at the Notre Dame 44-yard line. First quarter, 10:27 to play in it. BC in the lead 6-0. Scored in a long touchdown drive and missed the extra point. Here is Clausen. Throws. He off target. Clausen throw is off target. Notre Dame will have to punt. He throws to the near side to Robbie Paris. It was on Clausen. The ball was off target. And Notre Dame now stalls again. And here comes Price to punt.
Yeah, they've been throwing a lot of outs. This time was just a short out, working a little bit more in the middle of the field. Boston College in cover, too, so your open spots are going to be in the middle. Notre Dame would have better job that time of trying to attack the interior portion of the field over the middle routes.
Standing back at his 30 to our right is the Notre Dame punter, Jeff Price. Jensen, the long snapper, puts a perfect ball in his hands. Here's a kick hit downfield, coming up on it and fielding it. And then going right to the ground is the punt returner, DeJuan Tribble. Covering on the play was Joe Brockington, a 34-yard punt and no return. BC ready to take over the ball for the second time, leading the game 6-0 in the first quarter. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Welcome back to Notre Dame Stadium. Perfect playing conditions on this October day. Temperature about 60. Bit overcast, no threat of rain. Boston College in all white uniforms with gold helmets and maroon numerals, moving left to right here in the first quarter with a 6-0 lead. On their first possession, they converted a 3rd and 8 and then hit big plays. A 52-yard run by Whitworth. 5 plays, 73 yards later, they were in the end zone. Callender scoring on a run. The quarterback, Ryan, stands in the shotgun at his 30. Hands off. This is Callender, and he breaks it into the Notre Dame secondary and is taken down after a gain of almost 9 yards by Zibikowski. As Callender breaks tackles, a 5'11", 205-pound senior averaging over 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, Joe Brockington came on a blitz, got in the backfield, but was not able to wrap Callender up. Callender's a very solid college football running back. Good knee lift, good drive, good forward body lean.
Notre Dame with 3 cornerbacks on the field, and Darren Walls, Lambert, and Wooden to match up with the BC receivers. Second down and a long one, almost 2. Here comes the throw over the middle, and the tight end is wide open and takes it all the way to the 49-yard line. Zibikowski brings down Ryan Purvis, who was uncovered. He's now made 2 big plays. That was a 16-yarder. The tight end for Boston College has caught 2 balls today, both of them when he was uncovered.
That one a little too easy. Notre Dame in zone coverage, so the tight end just hooks up over the middle in front of the linebackers are spread out, and it's an easy pickings type of play for the quarterback.
First down and 10 for Boston College. The Eagles lead 6-0 first quarter. 9:18 to play in it. Here's a run. It is Callender trying the middle. Notre Dame gets him after a gain of maybe 3 yards to the 47 or 8 yard line of Notre Dame. Pat Coons makes the stop. And that brings up second down and a long 6, almost 7.
You know, Notre Dame's sort of on their heels because Boston College has been successful with the runs thus far in their first series. So you have to sit back and wonder, is it run or pass? And you really can't force the action on this Boston College team.
Well, their senior quarterback reads defenses, and he's being well protected today by his offensive line. 6-0 BC leads. Here is a drop, and now a near side throw. They get the ball and over to the hands of Callender, and he's going to be ahead for just enough for a first down as the Irish went to rip the ball away and almost did. And a 7-yard gain on the play. Dwight Stevenson makes the stop, but it is a first down for Boston College, and they're down close to the Notre Dame 40-yard line.
Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator, doing a good job of mixing up run and pass. That time he runs the screen because Notre Dame is starting to come with a little more pressure. So to make Notre Dame back off, they come with the screen so Notre Dame can just send their front 4.
BC leads 6-0 first quarter. Ball at the Notre Dame 40, first and 10. The quarterback for BC, Matt Ryan, in the shotgun, standing at the Irish 45. Here's the snap. He drops the throw. Looks to the far side. Long ball downfield. Good coverage by Notre Dame, and it is incomplete. Excellent coverage on the play, and Darren Walls, who was covering, is protesting that he was pushed and grabbed by the intended receiver, Kevin Challenger. He would have intercepted, but no call coming.
Kevin Challenger actually grabbed the inside arm of Darren Walls. Darren Walls, once he located the ball, became the receiver and tried to go for it, but got pushed.
That brings up second down and 10. Matt Ryan has thrown the ball 5 times, has completed 3 for 35 yards. Second down and 10 for Boston College, moving left to right. BC leads 6-0, 8:11 to play in the first quarter. Ryan under center. Long count. Here's the snap. He drops the throw over the middle, and the pass is completed, and the tackle's made quickly. Purvis with his third catch. That was good for a gain of about 5 yards to the Notre Dame 35. Zbikowski now playing a man-to-man because he's been a problem so far early in this game. Ryan Purvis, the tight end.
Yeah, that time again, Notre Dame went a full house blitz, everybody except the water boy, which left Zbikowski in coverage on the tight end. That's the matchup that they want. Matt Ryan, a good job of recognition, seeing the blitz and knowing where his open guy is.
Notre Dame aligns its pass rushers. Now the very fast freshman Kerry Neal comes to left end. He'll try from there. He's been at the right end. Third down, a long 5. Here's a handoff, and running straight ahead, and ahead for a first down is Andre Callender running off the left side. Gosder Cherolissus as the man who had the lead block, the left tackle. He's their best lineman. Ryan Poles, the left guard, blocking well again. And BC now has its 5th first down of the game, and the ball is advanced close to the Notre Dame 25-yard line.
Right now, Boston College has one of those linemen down that helped spring that run. Ryan Poles, 6'4", 290-pound, not freshman, but lineman. But, you know, all these offensive linemen actually lost weight. Coach Jagodzinski decided that he wanted a lighter, more mobile crew. So most of them lost weight, and I actually prefer that because it doesn't do you any good if you can be 330 pounds and you're stiff. You know, I want you to move and get out of the way and hit the guy in front of you. So all these guys can move on this offensive line.
Yeah, Ryan Poles, he's still down. Apparently has an apparent leg injury. He's played extremely well all season. And today, the 290-pound senior left guard. And that stops the action with 7:25 to play in the first quarter. BC leading 6-0 and driving. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Later on, we'll tell you about today's Defender of the Game, brought to you by the U.S. Navy. Accelerate your life. To learn how you can experience the adventure of a lifetime, visit Navy.com or call 1-800-USA-NAVY. First down, Boston College. Ball just short of the Notre Dame 25-yard line. First quarter, and BC leads 6-0. Ryan from the shotgun looks, a lot of time. Now here comes the rush. Throws over the middle, makes a connection for a short gain. He gets Rich Gunnell, a wide receiver who was a check down receiver. Nothing open deep. Joe Brockington leveled him there, and the ball's advanced to the 23-yard line. Gain of about 3 yards on the play.
Matt Ryan does an excellent job of just going through his progression, looking at all the receivers. Everybody is active, and all the receivers on this Boston College offense know that if they're open, the ball is likely going to come to them, so they got to be ready.
Second down and 8 with the ball is positioned just inside the Notre Dame 24-yard line. Boston College up 6-0 and driving. Notre Dame threatening to blitz. Zibikowski comes up. He's coming on a blitz. They pick it up. Here's the throw to the near side, and the ball is incomplete. It'll be third down and 8. Andre Callender, who was the safety valve as the blitz was coming, and Matt Ryan tried to lead him down the near side, the right side. It was not close, and it's third down.
You know, Notre Dame tried to bring a couple guys up the middle. Boston College did a good job of just sliding the protection down, closing up the hole, which gave Matt Ryan time to make the throw. They had the mismatch they wanted of running back on a linebacker, but the ball just a little past the outstretched hands of Andre Callender.
BC leads 6-0. First quarter, third down and 8 for the Eagles of Boston College. Moving left to right. Notre Dame again brings blitzers, and here is a penalty marker thrown in the air. And play is stopped. Might be a false start against, maybe not, but Boston College is clapping. They're pointing at Notre Dame. Let's see what the call is.
Prior to the snap, false start, 77 offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Sherilis, the left tackle, Goster Sherilis, was called for the false start. So now it is third down and 13 for Boston College at the Notre Dame 28-yard line.
A lot of times those can be drive killers, and you don't expect to get that from the guy who has the team high in starts. This is his 43rd start, and he's a guy who's probably going to be playing on Sundays.
Irish have not sacked Ryan, but they're getting close, and he has been looking at the rush on some of these throws. Third down, he's under center. Here is the snap. They go to the run. Whitworth, who broke the 52-yard run, gets it inside the 25. He's way short of a first down. Got about 4 on the carry. As Joe Brockington, inside backer, makes the stop, and now Boston College in field goal range. But apparently they're going to keep their offense on the field with 4th down and 9 out going.
If you've got a quarterback who's a Heisman Trophy quarterback and a kicker who missed his last extra point, you're sort of in that area where you have to make a decision. Is it the odds better for us with the best quarterback in the country or with a kicker who might miss it? And you got to look for number 80 on this play.
I'd look for number 18 that just came in, Rich Gunnell. He's the best route runner on the Boston College team. He's in as a slot back. Here is the drop. Ryan takes a look, gets time, fires over the field. It's incomplete. And on 4th down, the Eagles failed to complete it. They tried to get it over the middle of the field. Justin Jarvis drove with the ball. It was not close to a reception. And Notre Dame holds, and Eagles turn over the ball on downs, and Notre Dame takes over the ball, trailing 6-0. There's a timeout on the field. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. This is Don Crickey with Alan Pick and Jeff Jeffers at Notre Dame Stadium. 5:36 to play in the first quarter. Boston College with a 6-0 lead. The BC Eagles just went for it on 4th down from the Notre Dame 28-yard line. And they were stopped, and so the Irish take it over on the incomplete pass, and they'll go with their 3rd possession. Irish getting first downs on their first 2 possessions, then stalling. They've not yet thrown the ball downfield, something Boston College has been trying to do on a lot of plays so far. 5 times they've tried to.
Yeah, Boston College done a good job of stretching the field out, and that's because they've got a quarterback who has a lot of experience, and they do a good job with their route running, and this quarterback just is going to wait till the very last second to throw it. And have not been on too well this game, but a chance for Notre Dame here.
Clausen so far is 3 of 7 throwing the ball for only 14 yards. BC in the 2-deep zone. Safety's way back, and here is Clausen dropping back to throw, stands in, gets time, throws, and makes a connection to Carlson. He's out to the 29-yard line, a gain of about 6 yards on the play. Big hit put on him by Kevin Akins, a linebacker. But the Irish now will go 2nd down and 4 from their 30.
Good job trying to feed the big tight end, John Carlson, probably the best receiver they have. Just a nice little drag route across the middle.
Boston College with good linebackers and Pruitt. Jalan Dunbar, their captain, the middle linebacker. Here's Aldridge on a run. Doesn't get much. In fact, does well to get back to the line of scrimmage as he tries a stretch run to the far side, the right side. And he is taken down by an array of BC tacklers led by Mike McLaughlin. And so the ball will be positioned at the 30-yard line of Notre Dame. The Irish in blue and gold moving right to left here in the first quarter. Clock running and 4:40 to play in it. BC leads 6-0. They scored in a 5-play, 73-yard drive their first possession.
And Aldridge is limping a little bit, grabbing his ankle. Not a good sign for Notre Dame.
James Aldridge, the lead runner for Notre Dame, being attended to. So Boston College has lost its starting left guard, at least for the moment, Ryan Poles, as he went off with an apparent leg injury on that previous drive. And now Aldridge having difficulty putting weight on his right foot, coming off the field very gingerly. So Notre Dame will have to go to a backup runner. A reminder to fill your closet with the latest blue and gold clothing from the Hammis Notre Dame bookstore. Shop online at ndcatalog.com. And Aldridge looking better as he starts to walk off, Ellen.
Yeah, just got to get a little bit of blood into that foot. You
now
know,
he's
when
jogging.
Yeah, when you tweak it a little bit, you got some pain that shoots through your foot, and it scares you a little bit because you depend on your wheels. But all you got to do is run it out, and you should be okay.
TV replay showed it to be a knee-to-knee hit. Now it's third down for Notre Dame, and they need 3. Line of scrimmage in Notre Dame 31. They go to the run. Here is Armando Allen. He's going to be stopped short of the first down. Almost lost the ball. So Notre Dame goes to the run on third down, and Boston College shuts it down. Nick Larkin was the lead tackler, and the Irish have to punt again to BC. Notre Dame with virtually no running game this entire season.
No, they've really struggled, averaging 1 yard per carry to come in the season. And, you know, also on third down have done poorly, 23% success rate on third downs. You're not going to win many games doing that.
Turnovers will loom large in this game if Notre Dame's to challenge favored Boston College. There have been no turnovers either way yet. Here is Jeff Price, hits a booming punt, a spiral. Tribble going way back. It's over his head and all the way down and out of bounds at the 11-yard line. So Jeff Price, who was in a punting slump for a couple of games, has been booming it today. 44 with no return, 36 with no return, now 56 with no return. He'll kick in the NFL next year.
Yeah, if he keeps kicking like that, and that one had nice hang time. Yeah, the point on the ball turned over. He got that extra little lift, and you know the wind is pretty much the little bit that there is was actually in his face. So he got a good kickoff, and you know field position so important. He put him on the 11.
And Allen, BC going no huddle now. They go right into alignment at their 11-yard line, leading 6-0 first quarter. Moving left to right in all white uniforms, gold helmets. Here's a handoff, and Notre Dame shuts down Andre Callender and throws him back. The Irish working hard at stripping the ball. The Irish were gashed by one big run, a 52-yard run from scrimmage on the first series by L.V. Whitworth that led to the touchdown by Callender. On that play, Trevor Laws was the lead tackler. A gain of less than 3. We'll call it second down along 7.
2nd and 7, classic blitz down.
Boston College moving left to right, leading 6-0. Their All-America candidate, Matt Ryan, a quarterback. He was the ACC Player of the Year last season. He drops the throw. He gets a lot of time. Here's an out pattern, and the ball is taken in for a first down on the near side at the 25-yard line to the 26 of Notre Dame. Brandon Robinson with his 30th catch for a 12-yard gain. So the out pattern is good for a connection. Darren Walls was playing off. It was kind of a wobbly throw, but they make it work.
Yeah, you know, that it's a timing route where the quarterback throws it to a spot. The receiver will run and push it vertical. The DB has to respect that, and the ball is actually thrown before the receiver makes his break.
So now Boston College, leading 6-0, has the ball at their 26-yard line. First down. And here is a penalty marker thrown before the snap of the ball by the umpire, Matt Tennant. The BC center might have false started. We'll see. BC is dropping back, so it looks like they're expecting that call. Here's Chip.
Snap. That was a false start by the offense. 77, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
They call it on Sherilus, the huge left tackle and the best offensive lineman on BC. So now the ball is set back to the BC 21-yard line. First down and 15.
And that's his second false start. Looked like the center moved before anybody, though, done.
Now going into the shotgun is the Boston College quarterback, Matt Ryan. Here's the snap. He drops the throw. Rusher's coming. He throws over the middle, and the ball is incomplete. Great play by Darren Walls of Notre Dame. The ball was on the hands of Justin Jarvis, and then timing it perfectly, Walls came with a big hit and stripped the ball. And that brings up 2nd down and 15.
Good placement on the ball that time. Jarvis going up with his hands, secures it, but Darren Walsh just separates his hands from the balls, continues to take the player down. And that's one thing this Notre Dame defense has to do to the receivers is be physical with them, because that will make them not want to catch those passes come the fourth quarter.
Well, the Boston College in the first quarter has a 6-0 lead. BC sends 2 wide receivers to the left. Purvis, their tight end's been a threat. He's caught 3 today, and he goes in motion to the far side, the left side. Here's a handoff. Callender tries to cut back, and Notre Dame slams him. He got a yard at that. Trevor Laws, who leads the country in tackles for a defensive lineman, makes yet another stop. And the ball will now bring up, that play will bring up a 3rd down and about a 13.
Trevor Laws did a good job of just keeping his spot on the line of scrimmage, not necessarily chasing at full speed, waited for the running back to come on the cutback, and then really closed the gap on him right there with a vicious tackle.
Notre Dame defense settling in after that early touchdown drive by Boston College, where the ball is spotted. It's 3rd and 14 for BC. Ball position at the Eagles' 21-yard line. The quarterback, Ryan, stands in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers on the field. He drops to throw. Here comes the rush. Ryan stands in, loops it over the middle, and the ball is taken by Callender, and he is hammered. And BC will have to punt as Notre Dame kept the receiver in front of them. Brian Smith, another standout freshman. Charlie Weiss calls Brian Smith and the other standout, Kerry Neal, his puppies. But they hit like guard dogs.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they come after you. They can't be blocked. You know, they've added another dimension to the rush defense of Notre Dame. And now Boston College with his first punt, giving Tom Zbikowski a shot.
Zbikowski, the Notre Dame punt returner, has 7 career touchdowns in returns. 3 on punt returns, 2 on interception returns, 2 on fumble returns. None this year. Did break a big one against Penn State, but didn't get in. Here is the punt now by Ayers, a high punt. Zbikowski coming up on the ball from his 35. Comes to the near side, breaks 1 tackle, and then gets to the 38 and is knocked down. And it'll be first down there for Notre Dame, trailing Boston College 6-0, a 36-yard punt. And a return of just 4 yards. Jack Geiser was down to make the play for the Eagles.
Yeah, Jack Geiser doesn't make that tackle. Zibby's still running, and he did a good job of coming in and knocking 1 foot into the other, and that tripped Zibby up because he had a wall to his left side.
That's where the blockers were aligned. They set up a return left to the near side. Notre Dame now goes with 4 wideouts on first down. Here is a quick out near side. Ball is caught. It's across the 40 as the big guy Duval Kamara is ahead for a gain of at least 5, maybe 6 yards as they work again on Taji Morris, the cornerback. 2nd and 4. 2nd and a long 4.
You know, and that time they had a nice matchup. You know, you've got 2 6'6" guys there and 2 5'9" defensive backs.
And with Notre Dame with a 2nd and 4 coming up, that's the end of the first quarter with a score. BC 6, Notre Dame nothing. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. The sun is now shining down on the plains of northern Indiana as we're ready to start the second quarter with Alan Pinkett. This is Don Criqui with Boston College leading Notre Dame 6-0. BC scoring on a 73 5-play drive. 52-yard run from scrimmage by L.V. Whitworth, the big play. But since then, the Notre Dame defense has toughened up, and now they've taken over the ball, and they have it 2nd down and 4 coming up. Notre Dame moving left to right in the second quarter, and they'll go from their 43 on this play.
Yeah, important for Notre Dame to try and sustain a drive. You don't want that defense, even though they're playing well, to be on the field too long. That's been a problem all year long. The defense ends up being on the field 32 minutes a game. That's way too much. Offense is averaging, holding on to the ball, only 28 minutes a game.
Now Notre Dame with the starting running back Aldridge shaken up. He might be back. That's Robert Hughes is the I-back, the big 235-pound back, the freshman from Chicago behind Aesop Schwab. On 2nd down, Jimmy Clausen points out possible blitzers, takes the snap from Sullivan and hands off. Straight ahead, Robert Hughes. He's got power, and he drives close to a first down. He's going to be a little bit short of it. Looks to be about a yard short. That'll bring up 3rd down for the Irish. Robert Francois got him down, but Robert Hughes is a load. He's 5'11", 238 he's listed. from Hubbard High School in Chicago.
Yeah, runs with an attitude too, Don. And that's what I like about him. He might be a young pup himself, but I like his shiftiness. I like his power. I like the mentality he runs with.
Big down for the Irish now, 3rd and 1 at their 46, trailing 6-0 early second quarter. Jimmy Clausen again going with a long count. BC shifting its defense. Here's a pitch back, and it goes to Robert Hughes, and he dives ahead, and BC stops him. A great play by the Boston College defense. They try to run a misdirection, and Jolan Dunbar, a middle backer who next year will be playing in the NFL, the captain of BC, makes the stop, and that brings up 4th down and about a yard still. And the Irish are keeping their first-team offense out there. Will they go with a long count and try to draw them offside?
It's going to be important for Notre Dame to try and make this first down, but that's where speed comes to play. The guy gets a pitch in the backfield. Usually that's good for at least a yard, and the Boston College defense was just on it right away.
Clausen is setting out. This is a 4th down try for Notre Dame, and just over a yard to go from the Notre Dame 45-yard line. BC leading us 6-0. Clausen might be changing the play. And now, official stops play, and Notre Dame calls a timeout. So before they run a 4th down and 1 play, the Irish call a timeout. Alan?
Yeah, they're going to try and call delay a game against the offense of Notre Dame, but clearly a timeout was called, and it looks like Notre Dame was trying to get Boston College to jump. You can do that to a team that's not disciplined.
Well, in a close game like this, I would think you'd play percentages and punt the ball, make them go the long field, but we'll see. A timeout on the field, BC 6, Notre Dame nothing, second quarter. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football. The Hannah and Friends Nonprofit Foundation, founded by Maura and Charlie Weiss in honor of their daughter Hannah. Hannah and Friends is dedicated to improving the lives of children and young adults affected by autism and global delays. We encourage the Irish faithful to go to www.hannahandfriends.org and show their support today. This is the 4th punt of the day for Notre Dame. Dewan Tribble, a very good punt returner, when he's able to, is back at the 10-yard line of BC. Eagles lead at 6-0 second quarter, 13:23 to play in the first half. BC scoring on a 73-yard, 5-play drive on their first possession, but since then Notre Dame has really tightened up on defense.
And you can't keep that defense out there. Yes, they're playing good, and Notre Dame contemplated going for it on 4th down, but I think this is the wise decision.
And how?
You don't want to give Boston College, especially when you don't have a lot of success on 4th and short and 3rd and short, to give Boston College a short field, because they'll just jump on you. A good football team, you give them a short field, they're going to go after you. So let the defense have a shot with a long field.
Jeff Price has punted beautifully for Notre Dame. His last was a 56-yarder with no return. He steps into another one. Another big punt hit downfield. Tribble coming up. He's going to have to fair catch it at his 15. And there the Eagles will go on offense. 1st down and 10. A 40-yard punt, but it's all net yardage. No return on the play. Boston College holding to a 6-0 lead on Notre Dame in the second quarter.
And that defense, don't want them out there too long. They are getting a feel for what Boston College is trying to do. And I think they've been having a lot of success with the nickel defense. A lot of times you want to run against a defense like that, but getting real good play from the linebackers, and Trevor Laws really standing out in this game.
Notre Dame getting pressure on the quarterback, Matt Ryan. They've not sacked him, but they forced him into some errant throws. And now Ryan standing back at his 10-yard line. Here's the 1st down snap. He takes a look. Here comes the rush. He throws near side, open receiver. Callender runs the sideline across the 30, and Callender is all the way out to the 39-yard line and lost the ball. And Notre Dame comes up with it. Let's see what the ruling is. It might be one that'll go to replay. Notre Dame thinks it was a fumble before he went down. The officials are saying he was down.
The line judge was right on top of it when Callender got hit and made the spin. And I'm watching the replay now, and it's just the ball did hit the ground, so the ground can't cause a fumble. His knee wasn't down, but the ball hit the ground. He landed on the ground with the football.
I often wonder that. Why can't the ground cause a fumble when other players can cause one? But it's that way in the pros and college, and it's a good call. You definitely hit the ground with the ball first. And here is a far side throw, way too high. He's going to Andre Callender. He is obviously a prime candidate in their offensive game plan to get the ball the most times today. Andre Callender from Seton Hall Prep in New Jersey. They've been going to him a lot. That was way off the mark, though, by Matt Ryan.
And Matt Ryan got rid of it in enough time. Notre Dame with the corner blaze. They sent Trey Lambert and Darren Walls on the blitz. One was in his face, and he got rid of the ball, but that one overshot. Callender, coming into the game, had 105 rushes, so he is the workhorse.
It is now 2nd down and 10 for BC, leading 6-0. The opposition to the BC 38. Here is a drop. He gets time and a fire and throws the ball beautifully down the middle for a connection on a first down gain of 12 yards on the play to midfield. Ball is taken in by Clarence Megwa for a first down play, and PC Eagles drive down on to midfield.
This quarterback, Matt Ryan, he doesn't care what number you have. Megwa didn't come into the season with a lot of catches, but he was the open receiver and got good protection that time from the offensive line.
6-0 Boston College, 12:40 to play in the first half. Matt Ryan, the 6'5", 220-pound senior quarterback, standing at his 45-yard line on a first down snap. And here it is. He drops the throw. Here comes a big rush. He throws to the near side, and the ball is caught, and then the receiver is quickly knocked down along the near sideline after a gain of about 4 yards. Again, he goes to Clarence Megwa. Ambrose Wooden was on the stop for Notre Dame. 2nd down and 6.
They located the match that they want. Ambrose Wooden, who's a shorter defensive back, going against Megwa, who's a 6'1" guy. BC just loves to spread that ball around.
They do. On the average, Matt Ryan hits 9 different receivers with completed passes in a game. 6-0 BC second quarter. 2nd down, a long 5. Here is Ryan standing in, throws over the middle. Notre Dame makes the stop short of the first down. They get the ball to a big wide receiver, Justin Jarvis, at 6'5", 195. And Anthony Vernaglia makes the stop. And that brings up 3rd down and about 2 for Boston College at the Notre Dame 42-yard line.
And Boston College coming into this game on 3rd down, converting on 34% of their tries, and that's actually a little surprising. You would think this would be a team that's in the 40s somewhere, so a chance for Notre Dame.
Ryan is 11 of 17 throwing the ball for 104 yards. He has an eye set in the backfield. Callender is the eye back. Almost a false start. Here is a throw to the far side. It's caught by Whitworth, who broke the big run. He breaks another one. Whitworth still on his feet, is down to the 23-yard line of Notre Dame. He swung out of the backfield out of an I formation, and the pass was a little bit too far, but somehow he got his hands on it. He breaks a tackle and is finally taken down by Joe Brockington, but 19 yards downfield, and it's 1st and 10 for BC.
Yeah, LV Whitworth is listed at 219 pounds, but he actually runs heavier than that. Tom Zibikowski had the first contact, had him in man coverage, and tried to bring him down, and Tom Zibikowski's not weak, but this Whitworth is like a bowling ball out there.
There was a throw that looked like it was going to be overshot, but Whitworth made a terrific play. He made one you'll remember on the opening drive if you were with us, a 52-yard run from scrimmage, and soon after, BC had the only points of the game. Here is a throw over the middle. A connection is made. Well done by BC again. Rich Gunnell is taken down at the Notre Dame 16-yard line. A gain of about 7 or 8 on the play. Torian Smith makes the stop. Rich Gunnell, a very good route runner.
Official timeout. 2nd down.
What's that all about?
Player's helmet came off, so I guess they were trying to stop the play. And I think they're going to give him forward progress where his helmet came off instead of where he ended up falling down.
Line of scrimmage is the Notre Dame 17-yard line. 2nd down and 3 coming up for BC. Eagles lead second quarter 6-0 in all white uniforms, gold helmets, and maroon numerals moving right to left. Here is a big blitz, and they get Matt. He throws the ball anyway, and it's incomplete. They almost got Matt Ryan. Is coming on a blitz. Was John Ryan was coming hard. And a couple guys in there. A terrific play. Also on the play, Torian Smith.
And it was a nice little line game. One guy crashes down, another guy comes around, led by John Ryan. But the strength of Matt Ryan, able to shake off the blitzer and then still try to make a throw. Probably should have thrown that ball because it could have been picked.
It was a dangerous throw, so Notre Dame comes very close to the first sack of this day. And that brings up 3rd down and 7 now. 3rd down and 7 for Boston College, leading 6-0 at the Notre Dame 17-yard line. Ryan in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Blitzers come. Here's the throw. It's incomplete by a wide margin again as he tries to go to Rich Gunnell. Notre Dame getting the most important pressure there is in a pass defense. Pressure up the middle. And that forces the quarterback, Matt Ryan, to trigger an errant throw. And it brings up 4th down now and 3. And the place kicker comes out.
Well,
Apanovicius.
And that's a win by the Notre Dame defense because Boston College was starting to find a little success throwing to the backside of the backfield, but the Notre Dame defense stiffened up just in time.
Looking to extend the BC lead to 9-0. This will be a 34-yard field goal attempt. He left foots the ball. It's blocked by Notre Dame, and it goes in and out of the end zone. And so the Irish take over the ball. Trevor Laws, who's rocketing up NFL draft list with his play, leading a defensive lineman tackler in the country. He got a hand on the ball. Coons was also in there. And so the Irish take over the ball, trailing Boston College 6-0. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football. Later today, we'll name a player of the game, brought to you by Sylvania. See the world in a new light. Mark Corcoran and a group from Sylvania, all in from the Boston area, joining us in the booth. A lot of them in BC regalia.
And love my Yankee hat.
You don't wear a Yankee hat in Boston.
Well,
actually, Tom Brady wore a couple of times wore a Yankee hat in New York, but only for a disguise, I guess. But at any rate, Notre Dame now, after the block of the BC field goal, takes over the ball at their 20-yard line. Notre Dame going left to right in blue and gold. BC leading 6-0. Aldridge is back in the lineup for Notre Dame. He was shaken up earlier. Here is Clausen, a big rush. He eludes it, rolling out to the near side. Clausen eludes it again, and now throws the ball downfield, and it's incomplete. So Clausen living dangerously, eludes 2 pass rushers. Alex Albright was coming hard. He eluded him, eluded another pass rusher, and finally threw down to attempting to get the ball to Robbie Paris. It was incomplete. Up at the 30-yard line, it'll be 2nd and 10 for Notre Dame at the Notre Dame 20-yard line.
Good escapability by Clausen, also trying to buy himself more time, and just a nifty run. They got to be concerned with Albright, Alex Albright, the leading sacker on this Boston College team.
He's a sophomore, 6'5", 235, very fast. Here is Clausen, quick drop, throws it up, and he gets the ball nicely to his tight end. And the very good tight end, John Carlson, now with his 20th catch of the year. Tyrone Pruitt knocks him down, but there's a good advance on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and less than 2 yards.
You know, really threaded the needle that time because it's a combination coverage of zone and man, and so Carlson has to beat his man, but he knows when he catches it, there's going to be a linebacker there to meet him.
Duval Kamara goes out wide to the right on this 3rd and 2 play. I set in the backfield. The I-back is the freshman runner, Robert Hughes. They go to the up-back, and the fullback, Schwab, is ahead for a Notre Dame first down. So a quick hitter, and Mark Herzlich, a linebacker, gets him down, but Schwab at 260 pounds, Alan, tough to stop as he comes in low and gets first down yardage.
Yeah, his longest run of the year that time, and, you know, let me be 261 pounds, run the football a little bit, let one guy try to tackle me.
Yeah, but you'd have that 6.0 speed then.
Yeah, that's right.
You'd rather have that 195 and that 4.3 speed. Here is Clausen dropping to throw. Takes a look. Long ball downfield to Carlson. And it's tipped away beautifully by Boston College just as the ball arrives. Jamie Silva, the free safety who had 3 interceptions in the win over Bowling Green last week. He has 5 picks for the year. Yeah, he is an excellent free safety from East Providence, Rhode Island. He got there just in time to break it up.
He did. He was playing in his center field position, and the ball had a little bit of loft on it, which a good safety in college football can come over and make that play.
So that is a downfield throw, a 20-yard try by Notre Dame, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Irish at their 32. BC leads second quarter, 6-0. I set in the backfield. Here's a pitch to Robert Hughes. He turns it up, and BC, so tough against the run. They do it with speed and quickness. Jolan Dunbar, the senior middle backer and the captain of the BC Eagles, he makes the stop. Virtually no gain on the play. They're going to give him a yard, so it'll be a 3rd down and 9 for Notre Dame at the Irish 32.
I think with the young running backs, what you get is a lack of patience running the football. I think that ball could have been stretched a little bit more. With the pitch, you really want to threaten the corner, and Robert Hughes turned it up to me a little too fast.
Boston College, as you know, Alan, leads the country in interceptions with 16 for the season. So Clausen has to be cautious. He's dropping to throw, takes a look. Cox throws downfield. He's got his man for a first down at the 41-yard line. The Irish hit it over the top to Robbie Paris, who beats the best defensive back on the BC team, DeJuan Tribble, for a big gain on the play. A gain on the play of 26 yards on 3rd and long.
Well, Robbie Paris definitely used his height of 6'4" over a shorter 5'9" Tribble, but he turned his body so that Tribble couldn't make a play on it and secured the ball with his hands.
So Notre Dame hits its first big passing play of the game on 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. They hit a 26-yarder to the BC 41. Irish in blue and gold going left to right. BC's in the lead 6-0 second quarter. 7:32 to play in it. Here's the snap. Handoff, straight ahead run. And Robert Hughes is hit by about 4 BC Eagles. Charlie Weiss talking to us about how physical BC is, and they hit hard with a number of people on that run play.
That, I think, is a forte of Boston College. They play with a lot of emotion. They play with a lot of energy. And you know when you're in a game with them because they bring it when it comes time to hit. And the fact that they're only giving up 1.9 per rush, that means they're in there and they're grinding and they're hitting you and they're knocking people off the ball.
They are number 3 in the country in yards allowed per rush. They allow just 1.9 to their opposition. It is 2nd and 10 for Notre Dame at the BC 41, and now people start moving both ways. Olsen, the right guard for Notre Dame, left early, and BC guys were going the other way. We'll see if it's a false start.
Usually against the offense in a situation like that, we drive killers.
False start, 55 offense, 5-yard
Olsen
still 2nd down.
starting at right guard for Notre Dame. Matt Carafel, who started the last 3 games at right guard, left the team for personal reasons and returned home to Minneapolis, St. Paul this weekend. No further explanation of what that's all about, but they have Olsen starting. But Olsen has the potential to be a standout.
Yeah.
300-pounder who can move, and he's got the mean streak. But now it's 2nd and 5 for Notre Dame at the BC 46. Here is Clausen, big rush, and he throws the ball away and does a good job getting out of the tackle box. The official, very well officiated game. Jack Childress, the referee, was eyeing the tackle box and saw he was just outside it. So it's not intentional grounding, and that brings up a long yardage play again.
Well, good job by Clausen finding a receiver to throw to under intense pressure, and that blitz came up the middle. Boston College with a lot more pressure now. They're really not known as a blitz team. Frank Spaziani, who's the defensive coordinator, likes to play good base defense and beat you up in the secondary and stop you on the run, but not a big blitzer.
Jeff Jagosinski, the first-year head coach of the Eagles, was offensive coordinator of Green Bay last year. Here's Clausen on 3rd and 15, gets some time. Here comes the rush. Clausen takes a look, lobs the ball downfield, and throws it away wisely as he had no one to go to. Good coverage by BC, and so the Notre Dame drive stalls after the 26-yard throw to Paris. And the Irish will punt again. They've been getting excellent punting from their senior Jeff Price today.
And they've moved the ball a little bit, kept that defense on the sideline a little bit longer this time so they could rest. And it looks like from where they will be punting from, will win that field position battle, being able to pin Boston College back.
Price is standing at his 40-yard line. Tribble back inside the BC 10 low snap. Price steps into it, and there's a whistle that stops play before the punt. The punt was away, but the whistle, they're waving the play dead.
Well, they're going to mark it down right there because his knee touched the ground.
That's right. His knee was down when he got the ball.
The player possessed the snap with his knee on the ground. The ball is dead here.
Wow.
First down.
A very adverse development for the Irish as BC will take over the ball with 6:15 to play in the first half at the Notre Dame 41-yard line. Boston College 6, Notre Dame nothing. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood 1. Later on, we'll tell you about the play of the day brought to you by the men's store inside JCPenney. Get in, find it, and get out. JCPenney, every day matters. The official ruling was a run play because it's minus 12 yards rushing on the play to Notre Dame's total, or they're taken away from their total because the punter, and I think he did a good job, though, just stopping the ball and keeping it from going by him. He had to do that. Jeff Price got a low snap from center and down the ball with his knee when he fielded it. So BC takes over the ball inside the Notre Dame 42-yard line. BC moving right to left in the second quarter, leading 6-0.
Big mistake that time by the special teams of Notre Dame. See if the defense can overcome it.
The quarterback for BC, Matt Ryan, in the shotgun. Here comes a blitzer. He throws to the far flank, makes a connection. A tackle's made quickly, a gain of 5 yards. He got the ball out to the far flank, the right side to Rich Gunnell, the sophomore, and the tackle was made by Bruton as a blitzer was coming hard at Matt Ryan. He triggered the ball away to the hot area.
He did, and he also knows from a pre-snap read, if someone comes off the corner, the safety is the one having to match up in man coverage. They've got a long run to make to an open receiver running out.
They sent to Ambrose Wooden on a safety blitz, or cornerback blitz, and he almost got to the QB. 2nd and 5 now for BC, and here is another big rush by Notre Dame as Kerry Neal is given fits to the left tackle of Boston College, Gosder Sherilis, the senior tackle, and rated as the best BC lineman. And Kerry Neal, the freshman pass rusher, is so fast. There's been 2 false starts today on Sherilis.
Prior to the snap, 78, false start offense, 5-yard penalty. It's still
That
second
time they
down.
got the left guard, Ty Hall, for the false start. So BC will be dropped back now to the Notre Dame 41-yard line. 5:36 to play in the first half. Boston College 6, Notre Dame nothing. BC scoring a touchdown on a 5-play, 73-yard drive on their first possession in the first quarter. Notre Dame's defense now starting to get pressure, though, on the Matt Ryan, the All-American candidate and Heisman Trophy candidate for BC. Here's Ryan throwing over the middle. He makes a connection for a first down. Clarence Megwa coming off the right flank, runs a pattern over the middle of the field, and a fastball's put on his hands. Darren Walls makes the tackle, but BC drives on with a first down to the Notre Dame 28.
Ball thrown in the right spot on the slant. Can't really defend it unless you interfere with the guy. And he throws it with timing so that the ball is thrown before the receiver even breaks.
Boston College now comes with a trips formation. Triple wide receiver set to the left. They bring one in motion. It is first down inside the Notre Dame 30. Here is Ryan dropping to throw at 6'5". He starts to run. They come after him and they get him. And the knockdown is made at the line of scrimmage. If he got over the line of scrimmage, it'll be a run play. If they got him behind it, it'll be a sack for Notre Dame. Pat Coons putting pressure on and gets him, and Kerry Neal's the guy that forced him to run.
Good job by Notre Dame staying in their lanes so that there was no free place to run to for Ryan, but also good coverage in the secondary by Notre Dame. Ryan realizing he had no place to throw and was able to at least turn that into, what is that? I don't know if they're going to call that a sack or not. No gain.
No gain on the play. He got back to the line of scrimmage. So it is a running play and no gain. Now it's 2nd and 10, and here is Ryan dropping to throw again. The rush comes, he throws, and it's incomplete. And they throw a penalty marker on Notre Dame. Rich Gunnell turning out. And it's going to be Ambrose Wooden who's called for the
and I think there may
pass
be
interference.
Yeah, I think there may be a conference because the receiver wasn't even going for the ball.
No. Here's the referee to clarify it.
Pass interference, 22 defense. Penalty places the ball at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Tough call. Ambrose Wooden, the receiver was not going for the ball. They bumped as it went overhead. No, he hit him before it got there. It's a foul.
Did hit him, but that particular replay, you can see that the quarterback throws it to a spot. It's the receiver's responsibility to get to that spot.
Now it's 1st and 10, Boston College. They lead 6-0 second quarter at the Notre Dame 24-yard line. Ryan drops an all-out blitz. He throws over the middle, makes a connection, and the receiver is taken down at the 18-yard line. Rich Gunnell, who we are told is the best route runner on the team, a sophomore. Darrell Lambert does a good job holding on and getting him down, but there is a plus yards gain on the play at 2nd and 4.
And Matt Ryan, good recognition of the blitz that time. Full house blitz, knew exactly where he wanted to go, and a great job by the receivers of Boston College knowing where to hook up for their little hot reads. The receivers have to see the blitz too, and they have to adjust their routes.
So BC now spreads the field. Coming out wide to the left is a wide out. 2 go wide to the right, including the running back, Andre Callender. And now BC wants to call a timeout on this second down and 4 play coming up from the Notre Dame 18-yard line. BC moving right to left here in the second quarter. 3:18 to play in the half. Eagles lead the Irish 6-0. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Later on, we'll name an offensive lineman of the game, brought to you by Guardian Life Insurance, enriching lives. The BC with the ball now, second down and 4 at the Notre Dame 18. The BC Eagles in all white uniforms, unbeaten and number 4 in the country. Moving right to left with a 6-0 lead. Don Criqui with Alan Pinkett and Jeff Jeffers at sold-out Notre Dame Stadium. 81,000 here. The Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback Matt Ryan for Boston College is waiting now to set his team. Matt Ryan moves the ball all over the field. He has 2 wide receivers set to the left, 1 to the right. So far this day, he has hit 16 of 24 for 154 yards. He drops the throw. Here comes the rush. He stands in, throws, and makes a connection. The ball is to Rich Gunnell. And Gunnell is living up to the BC recommendation that he is the best route runner as he breaks out on Terrell Lambert and gets ahead for a first down to the Notre Dame 9-yard line.
Yeah, real good job separating from the defender. Real sharp route like you had mentioned, Don. Pushes the thing vertical, and then the sharp cut going outside creates the separation and enabled him to make that catch and get the first down.
So BC challenging, leading Notre Dame 6-0. Inside 3 minutes to play in the first half. First and goal at the Irish 9. Here is the drop, the throw over the middle. The ball is caught by the tight end. His 4th catch of the day by Ryan Purvis. He is a standout player. He's down to the 2-yard line. Vernaglia gets him down. So now BC in very good position to punch it in as they have second down and goal coming up at the 2.
Yeah, Boston College pretty much money when they get down in the red zone, score 82% of the time. No, they got a field goal block last time, but in pretty good position, and a lot of this caused by the short field of the Notre Dame mistake on the 4th down punt play.
Notre Dame forced 7 UCLA turnovers in a win at UCLA last week. Here's a handoff, no turnovers today. Callender runs, and he gets down close, but there's no touchdown signal. They're going to mark him down short of the goal line on a straight-ahead power dive. Callender scored the first touchdown from in close on the opening drive, a 5-play, 73-yard drive for the Eagles in the first quarter.
I don't know why guys don't go over the top, Don. I know you get down here, if you can get the lineman to fire out low, all right, and create a big pile and not get any penetration, you can just take that thing, go over the top, twist your body, make it every time.
Well, he might be going over the top now, and if he does, Maurice Crum is coming over the top the other way. It is to Callender, and he is down to the goal line, and the linesman, one said no, the other one comes in and says yes. Tyrone Davis, one of the linesmen, says it's a touchdown. Joe Brockington made the stop, but linesman on that side got a look at it and said it is a touchdown.
It's like an invisible barrier there. All you got to do is cross it. You cross it, the ball has to cross it, and it's a touchdown. And the replay that we see, it's tough for us to see. And the ball was away from that linesman that made the call.
He didn't. I don't know if he got there as we look at it on this replay. They're going to review it.
Yeah, good job by Joe Brockington going in and really sticking his nose on the football and playing with a little bit of pride there.
While they check the video replay, we remind you that you can replay whatever you want, whenever you want, with Comcast Digital's video recorder. Comcast, the exclusive home of your Irish on Demand. Call 1-888-4-BEST-TV today. So if he is very, very close, one linesman, with the linesman who gave the touchdown call definitely had the better look at it because it was run to his side. But the replay did not look conclusive that he crossed the plane.
It didn't look conclusive to me. There's a lot of question right there. And that linesman, I don't know if he was looking at the player's helmet or the ball, but Brockington made a great play getting in, sticking his helmet on the ball. His body was over the goal line, but the ball
helmet was over. I don't think the ball was over.
Right, I don't think the ball was over either. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here.
If it's overruled, it would be a 4th down coming up. Right now the ball's positioned for an extra point try, but the play is being reviewed. There's no question Callender had his helmet broke the plane of the goal, but that doesn't count. The ball was by his side, tucked into his arm, and it was not over. Replay, we see Charlie Weiss awaiting the outcome along with his counterpart across the way, Jeff Jagosinski.
After review, the call on the field stands as called. Touchdown.
Well, you have to prove beyond a measure of a doubt. It has to be, what is it? Irrefutable.
That's right.
Steve Papadopoulos will attempt the point out.
So the extra point now coming up for BC. They missed their first today. They hit this one with 1:32 left in the first half. They'll extend to a 13-0 lead. They hit it up.
The kick is good. Boston College.
Kick is good. It's 13-0 Boston College. There's a timeout on the field. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. When in South Bend, stay at the Waterford Estates Lodge, a hotel just 1 mile from the Notre Dame campus. They have a terrific Irish pub, Bridget's, where they hold a pre-game party on all football weekends. And it's a condo hotel. So if you get to South Bend often, you can actually own a room and a piece of Irish tradition. Check it out at waterfordestatesLodge.com. 1:32 to play in the first half. Boston College now extends to a 13-0 lead on Notre Dame. And the Irish, to win this game or have a chance at it, Ellen, are going to have to throw the ball downfield as they've done once and hit a 26-yard first down play on 3rd and long to Robbie Paris.
Really need to stretch the field out. Have the players to do it, and they've got some mismatches they can take advantage of in the secondary of Boston College. They're getting decent protection, and Jimmy Clausen is doing a good job of eluding the rush. They haven't had much of a running game to speak of, but with 1 minute and 32 seconds left in the first half, Notre Dame's going to have to try to get something on the board because Boston College comes out to start the second half with the football, and you don't want to have a 13-0 deficit going into the third quarter.
Clausen throwing the ball is 7 of 15 for 60 yards, 26 coming on one play. Carlson, the leading receiver for the Irish, he's caught 3 for 20 yards, but Notre Dame will not sustain long multiple play drives on this BC defense that allows virtually no yards to the rush. Apanovicius is ready to kick off now as he'll kick it off with the left foot, right to left. He boots the ball. Spinning kick coming up on it is Armando Allen at the 10. Near side, cuts to the middle of the field and crosses the 20 and gets out to the 25 to 27-yard line. And Notre Dame still has not broken a big kick return this year. A reminder to stay tuned for the Granger halftime report with Jeff Jeffers. We'll have a recap of the first half and check the college scoreboard, brought to you by Granger. Visit Granger.com, the one-stop site for all your industrial needs. Granger, for the ones who get it done. Don Crickey with Alan Pinkett here at Notre Dame Stadium. Sold out, overcast day, perfect playing conditions. 60 degrees, BC and Notre Dame going at it. And Boston College, unbeaten, 6-0 on the year, number 4 in the country. Their biggest, highest ranking in 23 years since the Flutie era at BC. Right now, they are playing a mistake-free football game, and Notre Dame has not turned the ball over either. BC getting a in-close touchdown run by Callender when it looked like he might not have the ball across the plane of the goal, but replay was not irrefutable, and the call on the field was touchdown, so BC extends to 13-0.
And it was all brought about by the fourth down play where Jeff Price had his knee down when he received the ball on the punt. The ball was marked down there. Gave BC a short field, and BC, in my opinion, has just been methodical. They haven't been lights out. They're not really all over the place, very dynamic, but they've been methodical in this game. And Matt Ryan doesn't care what number you're wearing on your jersey. If you open, the ball's coming to you. He's got great recognition of the blitz. He does a good job in his progressions. Notre Dame, like you say, Don, has just not been able to sustain a drive, and it's important for Notre Dame to try to get something on the board. 1 minute and 25 seconds left. They don't want to be trailing 13-0 when the third quarter starts, and I doubt there'll be a lot of runs on this particular drive. I see Junior Jabby, who's in there right now. He's usually in the block, and he's a nice receiver out of the backfield also. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Sharpley came in, because he runs the operation the best, especially the 2 minute. But Clausen is the guy they're going to go with.
Clausen standing in the shotgun. Position of the ball is at the Notre Dame 28-yard line. The Irish 1st and 10, but only 1:25 to play in the first half. Boston College undefeated, 6-0, and leading today 13-0. Sullivan with a bad snap over Clausen's head. He picks it up and gets out of the tackle box and throws it away. So Notre Dame's defense is much better than a 1-5 record. Their offense is every bit a 1-5 team.
Yeah, I mean, just shooting themselves in the foot. You have a fifth-year center who's graded out as the second best in his position in his class, and that's, I believe, his fourth snap that's gone over the quarterback's head this year.
Clausen making a terrific play to field the ball, run and throw the ball incomplete to save the huge loss. Now Clausen throws an out pattern way too high. Gets it to Duval Kamara, and here's a personal foul called on Boston College on Dewan Tribble, who made a late hit after the ball flew over the hands of Duval Kamara, who was thrown too high at the 37-yard line. Tribble smacked Kamara.
I think they're going to call the head-to-head the contact
personal
right
foul.
there. Yeah, you can't go at the helmet.
Here's the official ruling. Still 1:14.
Ball, personal foul for illegal helmet contact. 27 of the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
So Notre Dame on the personal foul call against the standout corner for Boston College, Dewan Tribble, gets a first down out to their 43-yard line. And now 1:14 left to play in the second quarter.
Big break by Notre Dame right there. See if they can capitalize on it.
BC corners are playing way off. The one they want to attack, Taji Morris, is playing at 10 yards off Duval Kamara. That's the way Clausen's looking. Here's the throw. It's caught nicely by Kamara, and he dives across midfield and gets about 8 yards on the play. So the stop is made, but the Irish get about 8 on the play. Clock is still running, 1:04, and there's penalty markers down now in the Notre Dame backfield. There'll be a call against Notre Dame, possibly for holding.
I smell a makeup because on the replay, there wasn't really helmet-to-helmet contact. You hit him in the shoulder. So I smell a makeup.
Once again, here's referee Jack Childress.
74 the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty.
Young called for his second foul of this day. The left tackle for Notre Dame, who pretty much took the All-America candidate of UCLA, Bruce Davis, out of the game last week. So now Notre Dame sets up at their 33-yard line. First down and 15. First down and 20 with the ball is position. Here's Clausen, gets some time, steps up, lobs the ball downfield, and does what Charlie Weiss has instructed him to do. It's not there, throw it away.
Yeah, don't take the sack.
And don't throw an intercept.
Right, and, taking the sack, the clock keeps running, so they still have 45 seconds on the clock right now. 2nd and 20 doesn't look that good, but a smart play by Clausen. I'm just surprised that, when you get in the defense like this late in the half, most of your yards are going to be over the middle.
Clausen, 7 of 18 throwing the ball for 60 yards. He drops the throw. Here comes the blitz. Notre Dame picks it up. Clausen running, stands up, starts up the middle of the field, and is hit as he went to a sliding position. We'll see if a foul is called. None is called. As Clausen was down, he had slid feet first, and Jolan Dunbar blasted him when he was down. Now the referee is stopping the clock. Let's see what this is all about, as Weiss is infuriated with good reason. He's on the field.
When they go down the slide, best thing to do is just dive over the top. Most of the time, these officials are going to protect the quarterback. That time they didn't. He was clearly down on the ground, and the defender had already launched and hit him in the helmet.
It wasn't just he fell on him. He hit him as hard as he could, helmet to helmet. No call was made. And the big-time college football now, the officiating is always the same as far as who officiates the game. The visiting team brings the officials from their conference. As Kevin White says, we're a team without a country, a man without a country, because Notre Dame is an independent. They had been using Big Ten officials as their choice of on-road games. This year they have switched to Big East officials, but today the officiating crew from the ACC, the Conference of Boston College. And the replay review is always the home team's conference. It's a Big East replay review, but no call made. And what appeared to be a personal foul on a late hit on the Notre Dame quarterback. So now with 28 seconds left to play, Notre Dame will go 3rd down and 16. Golden Tate is on the field, and they might go long to him. Here's Clausen taking a look. Long ball downfield, thrown beautifully. A fight for the ball, and it's intercepted at the 30-yard line of Notre Dame by Dewan Tribble, who had 3 interceptions this season in the win over Wake Forest, and he gets one today. I say good play, though, by Clausen. You've got to get the ball downfield, at least try.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Don. To throw the ball downfield is as good as a punt, and you just give the receiver a chance to make a play. But that time, the playmaker was Dewan Tribble, who located the ball in the air, got real good position, and got up higher and got up sooner than Duval Kamara on the play.
Well, it'll be a heated locker room for Notre Dame anyway, trailing 13-0 after their quarterback appeared to be fouled blatantly, and no call was made. And BC elects to run out the half, and they will go to the locker room with a 13-0 lead. End of the first half. All right, Alan, and it's time now to look at the second half keys, brought to you by Chevrolet, the official car and truck of Notre Dame Athletics. Irish go on defense to start the second half.
Right, and I think they played well on defense. They unfortunately had a short field, but I think the 3 keys are they have to stuff the run. They've done a decent job of that since that long run that they got. They need to pressure the quarterback, and what I mean by pressure is not necessarily sacks, but pressure him into releasing the ball early. All his routes are timing routes, and they need to get about 3 turnovers to have a shot at winning this football game.
So far, there have been no turnovers. The Irish is smarting after what they felt, and replay seemed to indicate also there's a late hit, a vicious one by the middle backer for Georgia Tech. Dunbar going after Clausen when he was down, when he slid to a halt. No call was made, but we'll see how this plays out. BC 6-0 and number 4 in the country, ready to take the opening kickoff to start the second half. The Eagles, all white uniforms and gold helmets. They'll kick off. Return the kick right to left. Nate Whitaker's the kickoff man for Notre Dame. Jeff Smith and Brandon Robinson are the deep men for Boston College. 13-0 BC as we start the second half. A high spinning kick. It goes to Robinson, a wide receiver, crosses the 10, looks for a gap, and Robinson is going to be docked out at the 27. All of a sudden, penalty markers come in from all over.
Oh, David Bruton was clearly blocked in the back. There were a couple other penalties, and I guess because Boston College hadn't run a kickoff return yet, they're pretty cold.
So the officials now will sort this out, but it looked to be an illegal block by the Eagles on the return on the play.
And that's a big break for Notre Dame to be able to pin Boston College back, give them a long field. And, you know, the first possession of the third quarter is so important to me because I think that's when you really try to establish your manhood.
21 of the offense, half the distance to the goal line, first down.
So the call is against Boston College on an illegal block. And the ball is now put inside the BC 10-yard line, back to the 8. Notre Dame ready to set out its defense. The Eagles with their standout quarterback Matt Ryan come out now ready to run the offense. Ryan has hit with 18 to 26s after 169. Got a strange computer screen here. Here we go as Boston College in all white uniforms moving right to left. Here's the snap, dropping inside to his goal line to throw. Throws near side, ball is caught, and then ball's on the field. They ruled it incomplete. Andre Callender had it on his hands, looked like he almost possessed it, and then it was stripped by Zibikowski.
Again, everything a timing route, and Boston College really taking advantage of, or trying to take advantage of, the running back with a safety covering. They feel like they can win that battle, but the only way you win is if you catch the football.
Now BC goes second down and 10. Ball positioned at their 8-yard line. BC leading early in the third quarter, 13-0. Notre Dame brings up rushers from the outside. Boston College goes to the run. Notre Dame shuts it down. Gain of maybe a yard to Andre Callender. Joe Brockington, a 240-pound linebacker, makes the hit. Notre Dame defense inspired coming out to open the third quarter.
Playing with a lot of energy, really shut that run down right there. There looked like there may have been a lane for a second, but Joe Brockington fills the hole with a lot of energy.
Big down now for BC and Notre Dame. It is 3rd down and 9. Ball at the 9-yard line of Boston College. Notre Dame aligns blitzers. Here's the snap. Dropping to throw. Near side throw to Callender. He has a blocker in front. And Callender is knocked down, but he gets first down yardage. A great play by the BC offense. Brian Smith got him down. A fake to the right. Then he swung the ball near side to Callender to the left side. And he breaks it for a first down.
I think a good play call by Steve Logan going with the screen. It works well whether you have a blitz or not. Gained 14 yards on that play. A play where the Notre Dame defense was really geeked up.
14 yards on a 3rd and 9 play. So BC now has the ball out to their 23-yard line. 2 wide receivers are set to the right. Ryan dropping to throw. Rushers coming. Here's a throw on the far flat, and huge hit put out, almost a fumble as the ball was completed. And then it was on the hands of Andre Keller, and he was absolutely obliterated by a running head start hit by Darren Walls.
Yeah, that's the kind of hit that you dream of as a defensive back. The textbook hit, being able to run after a defenseless receiver and separate the ball from the person.
Very close to a catch and a fumble. But it goes as an incomplete pass, and now BC with a 2nd down and 10 play coming up at their 23-yard line. 13:35 to play, 3rd quarter. Boston College leads 13-0. And here is a false start on BC. It's Cherilus, their standout left tackle, with his 3rd penalty of the game. He's very...
snap, false start, 77 offense. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 2nd down.
Gosder Cherilus, 3 false starts today because he cannot block the Notre Dame freshman, Kerry Neal.
Kerry Neal is getting a good outside charge on him. John Ryan is also working on him with a good bull rush. So he's getting a mix of rushes, and so he's just trying to get a good start, a fast start, so he can block these guys.
2nd down and 5 coming up. BC with a lot of play calls, though, and a quarterback who sees everything. Notre Dame aligning to blitz. Now they back some people off. Here is the quarterback dropping to throw. He screens the ball out to Andre Callender. He finds some room to run. Then he's hit hard after a gain of about 4 yards. Trevor Laws, actually, with the penalty yard, is going to be a gain of about 9 yards. As coming up to make the hit on the play was Trevor Laws, and that brings up a 3rd down for Boston College. 3rd and 6 at the BC 27. Eagles lead 13-0.
Yeah, and Notre Dame's been doing a good job on 1st and 2nd down. 3rd down has been the money down for BC. They've had a lot of success today finding the open man, and Notre Dame really hasn't found the answer yet, whether they should blitz or sit back in coverage.
He loves Andre Callender on downs like this. Also, Rich Gunnell has been tough to defend. He's coming out wide to the left, positioned against Terrell Lambert. Here's the snap. He's looking over to the left side. Here's a big rush, and wisely, the ball is thrown away. It looked like he was still in the tackle box. We'll see. That's what the crowd is yelling about. But referee rules it was an incomplete pass. Big rush put on by Mo Richardson. Brian Smith was also coming hard on the play.
Yeah. Well, good job by Notre Dame on that particular 3rd down, causing Boston College to punt. And I know Zibby is just itching to get a return.
Boston College ready to punt. Johnny Ayers is in to punt the ball, standing back inside his 15-yard line. Here's the snap. Notre Dame plays return. Ball hit downfield. It's off the side of the foot, but it takes a BC bounce. It'll be out of bounds. Let's see where they spat it out of bounds. It'll be outside of the Notre Dame 35-yard line. Irish will take over their first possession of the 2nd half at their 36. Boston College 13, Notre Dame nothing after a 42-yard punt. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football. Talking about graduation rates, these two teams stand tall. Graduation rate success, the GSR as the NCAA calls it, among Division 1A football schools. Here are the top schools with a score of 95, the Naval Academy, score of 94, Northwestern, and then with a score of 93 tied for 3rd are Notre Dame, Boston College, Duke, and Stanford. When you consider all sports, Notre Dame might be the #1 school in the country for 22 sports. They have 100 scores, perfect scores in 18 of 22 sports. Here's a throw and an interception off the hands of Carlson. Running with the ball is Tyrone Pruitt. He's inside the 20, inside the 15. Now he fumbles. And who gets the ball? They'll probably rule him down by contact. They do. So no fumble. So a tip ball off the hands of Carlson and a huge play for Boston College, and they could be ready to deliver a knockout punch in this game.
Oh, yeah, big play for Boston College. Carlson really tried to thread the needle. He had that combo coverage. One man trailing the tight end Carlson. The ball gets tipped by him, and then 48 Tyrone Pruitt is the recipient of the tip, and he does a good job of advancing the ball, putting it on the, 10-yard line of Notre Dame.
Clausen is a standout of the future, but at some point you go to Sharpley and try to get the ball downfield.
You may want to change. You know, sometimes in golf you change your order and change your luck.
Here is a handoff. Callender runs, and he's going to get very little. He gets to about the 9-yard line, a gain of less than 2. Rockington gets him both arms on the ball.
And, just feel bad for this Notre Dame defense because they did a good job of stopping Boston College on his first series and get the decent field position, only to have to come right back on the field. In the first half, Boston College possessed the ball for 17 minutes, 5 minutes longer than Notre Dame did.
So Clausen is now 7 of 20 throwing the ball for a total of 60 yards. He's been intercepted twice. No pass offense for Notre Dame, and here is Boston College with their All-America candidate rolling out far to the right. Takes a look. He throws on the run to the end zone. It's incomplete. Went to Rich Gunnell. That'll bring up third down and 9 from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that time, I tell you, Ryan did a good job of buying himself time. His receiver, Gunnell, did a good job of staying active also, running around in the end zone, did catch it, but was just slightly out of bounds.
Ball at the 9-yard line. Boston College with the ball on a 13-0 lead after a second interception of Clausen today and the subsequent return by Pruitt. BC needs 9 yards for the first down. They need 10 for the touchdown, and now a timeout is called.
Well, it looks like they're going to review the play.
Ruling on the field was he was not in bounds when he got the ball. While they check the video replay, we remind you that you can replay whatever you want, whenever you want with Comcast Digital's video recorder. Comcast, the exclusive home of your Irish on Demand. Call 1-888-4-BEST-TV today.
Well, watching the replay, the receiver did catch the ball, but as he was going down, his foot was in bounds, but his knee hit the chalk line, which would make you think that he was out of bounds. So the correct call was made.
Yeah, definitely. When he had possession of the ball, his knee was out of bounds. He's on one knee, so it will, I would think, stand as a now third down and 9 play for the BC Eagles at the Notre Dame 9-yard line. The chain marker is about a half yard or less from the Notre Dame end zone, so they could actually get a first down.
Without
almost a third and goal.
Yeah. Without getting the touchdown, that's important to know. Because if you can get another set of downs down there, you almost guarantee yourself a chance of score.
BC huddling around their offensive coaches on the far side of the field while the play is being reviewed. And here comes the referee out.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. It is an incomplete pass, third down.
And that's the beauty of instant replay. You hope is that they get it right, no matter how much time it takes.
Notre Dame's defense has been tremendous against a Boston College team that averages 36 points a game. But Notre Dame's offense has been inept. It has been non-existent in this game, and they've had a very poor special teams kick play that led to a Boston College touchdown when this bad snap from Senator was down by the Notre Dame punter as he received it. And BC went first and 10 from the Notre Dame 42. Here's a throw, and it's caught for a touchdown to Andre Callender. A tremendous play by Matt Ryan, who stood in against an all-out blitz. Callender coming off a wide receiver set. Wide to the left, he came across the middle of the field in a post pattern And Matt Ryan hit him with a perfect strike, and BC goes to a 19-0 lead.
Got a great matchup that time. Joe Brockington all the way out wide, covering a running back in space. A good route run by Callender, and the ball delivered on time, no way to stop it.
Now ready to try the point after is Aponovicius. He hits the extra point up with 11:26 to play in the third quarter, and BC extends to a 20-0 lead. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football. Today's broadcast of Notre Dame football on Westwood One is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Westwood One is strictly prohibited. So Boston College on a terrific pass play on third down from the 9-yard line, and right on target for his second touchdown of the day is Callender. Actually his third of the day. They gave him the one also when he cracked the plane of the goal, they ruled.
Banner day for him, and a good call by Steve Logan, the offensive coordinator for Boston College, finding the matchup, and that ball had to come out quick because Notre Dame sent two people off the outside. It was an empty backfield, which means that if within 1 second that ball isn't out, the quarterback is sacked. But Matt Ryan stood in there nice and threw a strike.
Callender with 3 touchdowns. Andre Callender, 2 rushing. He has 41 yards on 11 carries. He has 69 receiving yards on 6 catches, 110 total yards and 3 touchdowns, and a 20-0 lead. And in the timeout, looked like Sharpley might have been warming up for Notre Dame. I think he's going in there. Weiss owes it to his team to put in more experience because they have no pass offense.
Well, Weiss has said that Sharpley ran the operation the best. I know that Clausen is the future. You want him to sit in there and take his lumps, but you still don't want the game to get away from you. And Sharpley, after his performance against Purdue, can put Notre Dame back in this game.
Now, this is no indictment of Clausen. He's a freshman playing against this kind of speed and they need more experience in there. And here's a great kickoff by BC as Golden Tate is forced to fall out of the 21 as they placed a kick, a directional kickoff to the near side, the left side, and Tate could only fall on it as the ball was on the field and it was live. Right here, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your exclusive home for Notre Dame football. Change quarterbacks. Evan Sharpley, the junior, former Michigan Player of the Year, comes in. He's dropping to throw on first down. Downfield throw. First down. No, it's incomplete. Off the hands of Kamara. It was on his hands, and then he went to come down with the ball and was stripped away on the far side by Dewan Tribble at the 31-yard line. It would have been a first down had he come down with it. It's 2nd down and 10 now for Notre Dame.
Kamara sort of mistimed his jump, got his hands on the ball, and, just wasn't able to possess it. And that thing was almost intercepted because it stayed up in the air, and Dewan Tribble came over right away and caught it, but he caught it out of bounds.
Still 11:18 to play in the third quarter. Boston College extending its 13-0 halftime lead to 20-0. Capitalizing on a second interception of Clausen. Here's Sharpley throwing, and again he comes in high off the hands of Armando Allen. So Sharpley with too much on the ball. 2 high throws, and it brings up 3rd and 10.
And that ball came out hot because the pressure was coming. Empty backfield, and Boston College came immediately with the blitzes off of the weak side.
Maybe they'll start going over the top, try to get something downfield. They talk about 3 things can happen on a pass play. 2 of them are bad, an incompletion or an interception. Not true. 4 things can happen. 2 of them are good. A completion or possibly a pass interference call. Good for the offense. 3rd down and 10. Here is Sharpley throwing downfield. Makes a connection, and on the run is Robbie Paris. 1st down and more. He is across the 45 on the far side and all the way out to the 48-yard line. Paul Anderson, the strong safety, gets him down, but it's a 22-yard gain on the play on 3rd down and 10.
Well, good route that time by Robbie Paris, and the ball in stride from Sharpley. Did a good job of delivering the football. Dewan Tribble tried to come underneath and make the pick, but it was too far for him to go.
So Sharpley, his first completion of the day is a big one, and the Irish hit a big 3rd down play, and now they have the ball out close to their 49-yard line. Sharpley drops to throw. Irish pick up the blitz. Sharpley rolls to the near side, the right side. Pump fakes and then throws the ball intentionally out of bounds. He's out of the tackle box at Robbie Paris. It'll be 2nd down and 10. A short pattern, but he knew he could not complete it. for plus yards, so he threw it away.
And rather than run out of bounds and take the loss, go ahead and make the throw. And that's, one of the things that Charlie talked about, him running the operation the best. It's little things like that. A younger quarterback might run out of bounds. Well, you just gave yourself a sack. But he wisely threw it away, and he does a good job of buying himself time so he can make the throw downfield.
Notre Dame breaks the huddle, dressed in blue and gold, moving left to right here in the third quarter as the lights are on this overcast day. And here is a Sharpley dropping, throws to the near side, makes a completion to Armando Allen, and penalty markers are thrown in the backfield. As let's see what this call is. A penalty marker, Jolan Dunbar, middle backer, runs him down. Let's see what this call is, Alan.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was a late hit on the quarterback, but it wasn't that, so.
Well, there was certainly a late hit on Clausen in the first half that wasn't called.
All right. It's thrown right in the area of the quarterback, so.
We're going to mark it off against BC.
We have a personal foul, roughing the passer. The foul is 15 yards from the end of the last run. First down.
And it's important to note, you can hit the quarterback. You can't hit him in the head.
Mark Herzlich, a sophomore linebacker who played a lot as a freshman, started a lot of games. Good player. He's called for the late hit and a personal foul. So the ball is advanced on the 15-yard penalty just inside the BC 35-yard line. BC leads 20-0, but still a long way to go in the third quarter. Here's a blitz. Notre Dame picks it up. Sharpley runs away from it, looking downfield, gets the ball down. He hits Schwab, and he's down inside the 20-yard line. A sensational play by Sharpley. BC came with a blitz. He eluded it, spun, rolled out left to the far side, and then with another pass rusher closing in to wipe him out, he throws a ball 16 yards downfield to the fullback, and it's a first down for the Irish at the 19-yard line of Boston College.
It's not just running plays, it's what can you add to the play? What kind of flavor can you put on top of the play? And Sharpley is just a gamer on that type of play. Buying himself time and finding an open guy.
Notre Dame's best offense of the day coming on this drive. Sharpley's first of the day. He drops the throw. He gets time, throws hard. It's caught down. It's touchdown Notre Dame. Over the middle of the field, Sharpley drills a fastball on the sure hands of Robbie Paris. And the Irish go 79 yards in 6 plays and get their first touchdown of the day.
Good job going to the middle of the field. That's the soft spot, but Robbie Paris, again, doing a good job of taking his numbers and showing them to the quarterback so he has a clear target to throw to. He also shields the defensive back so he can't make a play. And Sharpley threading the needle in there on a line, a rope to Robbie Paris for the touchdown.
Brandon Walker, the freshman place kicker, will try the point after. Jeff Price is the holder. Snap and set down are good, and the extra point is up and good. And Notre Dame now is on the board, trailing Boston College 20-7 with still 10:27 to play in the third quarter. That touchdown by Notre Dame means another lucky listener is going to be winning a $50 gift certificate from the Home Depot. For your chance to win and official rules, log on to www.homedepot.com/touchdownirish. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Sweepstakes ends December 1st, 2007. Timeout on the field, BC 20, Notre Dame 7. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood 1. With Evan Sharpley in the game for the first time, Notre Dame goes 79 yards in 6 plays and is in the end zone with a touchdown throw to Robbie Paris. And so now Notre Dame will kick off, but there is hope is alive as Clausen unable to move the team at all, passing the ball. And they go to the junior Sharpley, who was sensational in that drive.
He was very efficient, stretched the field, got some good plays by his receivers down the field, but clearly the difference Sharpley was on that particular series. Brought a different energy, playmaking ability to the entire scheme, and if they want to have a chance in this game, they have to go with Sharpley. And he attacked the weakness because Boston College is averaging giving up 291 yards in the air.
So Sharpley still has 2 years of eligibility after this. Jimmy Clausen has 3 more after this. And a great player from Southern California has committed verbally, although Notre Dame won't comment on it, quarterback Dane Christ of Notre Dame High School. Brandon Robinson runs the kickoff back, and he is hit and dropped. A big hit by David Bruton. As a return by Robinson, Junior Chabby also on the stop. So BC will have the ball at their 21-yard line, dressed in white uniforms with maroon numerals, gold helmets. And the Irish in blue and gold, certainly that picked up this Notre Dame team. Their first touchdown drive of the day, engineered by Evan Sharpley, who you'll remember against Purdue in less than a half, hit 16 of 26 throws for 208 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And momentum is a for real thing in college football.
The BC quarterback, Matt Ryan, who's had a lot of big moments in this game, dropping to throw. Here comes the rush. He screens the ball. Again, they go to Callender, and again he breaks it on the far sideline. He's knocked out of bounds. It is Joe Brockington who gets him out of bounds. There's also a penalty marker down, but it is Andre Callender, left, right, up the middle, throw it to him all day long. They can't defend him. Maybe they defended him that time because he got the big run after the catch because of an illegal block. It was a 27-yard play, but it appears, Allen, to be coming back on a hold.
A good break for Notre Dame right there. Sometimes a player is able to break it that well because someone is being held, but Notre Dame dodges a bullet right there, and Boston College just runs that screen efficiently. They get guys out front. Callender's a good job of using his blockers so that he can get downfield.
So they got Cliff Ramsey on an illegal block on the play, so a 27-yard play comes back on his penalty markers. And it drops the ball back now to the 22-yard line of BC, where it will be first down and 10. From the shotgun, the quarterback stands in. Ryan's under pressure. Again, they screen the ball. Same play, another penalty marker down. And Callender is ahead for a first down if the play goes, but it might be a holding call as Zibikowski makes the tackle, and it's going to be against BC. And their left tackle, who came in with a big rating, Gosder Cherilus, is getting eaten up by Notre Dame's pass rush. And I think they're going to call it on him because he was yelling at the referee. You have a bad game like this, it costs you a fortune in the draft. That Bruce Davis from UCLA was taken out of the game by Notre Dame's left tackle last week, sophomore Sam Young.
Holding 77, offense, 10-yard penalty.
It's on Cherilus. That's his fourth or fifth penalty, fourth.
Right, you just hope that the scouts don't look at one game, look at your entire body of work. But one time, sometimes you can make a definite impression in one game.
Well, Ryan Harris of Notre Dame was projected to go last year in the first round till he hooked up with Anthony Spencer of Purdue. And Harris, a terrific player, but he went in the third round of the Broncos after he was beaten consistently in that game.
Big difference in money there.
Now it is first down and 19 when the ball is spotted. Here's a snap. Looking to throw is Ryan. He throws downfield. He gets it to his tight end. Ryan Purvis, a sure-handed receiver, is out to the 23, a gain of 11 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down at about 9 as Brockington made the catch. A 12-yard gain where they spot the ball. Purvis, very effective running crossing patterns from the tight end position. And his quarterback, Ryan, leading him perfectly.
Yeah, 6'4", 258 guy, good size. And, you want to feed your tight end because he can pick off those little defensive backs that are in the secondary.
Second down and 8. BC leading 20-7. Notre Dame went on a quick 59-second long drive the last time they had the ball to score their first touchdown. Here's a ball slapped down at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Pat Coons got it again. That's the 7th knockdown he's had this season of a pass. And it brings up third down and 8. And now Notre Dame comes with a different defensive package. Coons comes off, and so does Vernaglia. And they come with an extra safety in Kyle McCarthy.
Yeah, one thing that Notre Dame's been trying to do because their defense has been on the field so much is rotate a lot of players so a fresh body can be in there all the time.
The Notre Dame freshman pass rusher, Kerry Neal, is at the right end. And Gosder Cherilus having a fitful time trying to block that freshman. And here now on third and 8, a shotgun snap. Dropping to throw is Ryan. Here comes the rush. He throws over the middle. Intercepted by Notre Dame. Heading for the end zone is the freshman, Brian Smith. He's in. And the Irish get a defensive touchdown. And now they're back to 20-13 with the extra point coming up.
And that time, Brian Smith did a great job of spying. They sent a few people on the blitz. Brian Smith just drops back into the window, and Matt Ryan never saw him, and Brian Smith was able to get the ball and had a clean run to the end zone. But it looks like Notre Dame's going to get hit with an excessive celebration right here.
What a play by Brian Smith, whose dad was a terrific player for Notre Dame, a running back, really a blocking back. Chris Smith, a teammate of yours.
Oh, yeah, I love running behind Chris Smith. If Brian Smith has an ounce of toughness that his father, Chris Smith, has, he's going to be a stud.
I'll tell you one thing, Chris Smith couldn't run like this kid.
You pass it down in the gene pool.
25-yard return by the freshman. One of the puppies is...
We have an unsportsmanlike foul against the offensive team for excessive celebrations from the bench. From the bench. The touchdown is good. The penalty will be administered on the succeeding spot.
So the first turnover of the day by Boston College is a big one, as Matt Ryan is picked off, and it's run back by a freshman, Brian Smith, 25 yards for a touchdown. Brandon Walker will now try the point after. That'll bring the Irish to within 6. Snap, set down are good, and the extra point is knocked up and through. And with 8:52 to be played still in the third quarter, and a fight is breaking out on the field now, and the warring parties are quickly separated.
You don't want to do anything crazy. Just go ahead and back off, live and play another down.
Well, the officials doing a good job getting law and order established again on the field, as the score is now Boston College 20, Notre Dame 14. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood 1. Notre Dame has scored 2 touchdowns in less than a minute and a half, and they're back in the game down 20-14 in the third quarter. Outfit the entire family in the latest Notre Dame gear. The Hammis Notre Dame bookstore is the university's official source of Fighting Irish clothing and gifts. Visit them at ndcatalog.com. Now, after the excess celebration called against the Irish after their touchdown, the interception returned by freshman linebacker Brian Smith from 25 yards out. The Irish are penalized back to their 15-yard line. That's where they'll kick off from.
Yeah, it's a big play. Advantage Boston College going to get the ball in good field position. You see, they're going to probably receive the kickoff on the 20.
Here is Whitaker. He places a directional kick. It goes down to the 36-yard line. And running in the open field is an up back in to block as the ball is taken downfield on the play by Brad Newman, one of the fullbacks. So BC does indeed get great field position. They'll start at the 45-yard line after a 20-yard return.
Good job by Brad Newman. Hasn't had any touches this year, so first chance he got, I'm sure he went up to the coach, said, "See, coach, you need to feed me because I can run."
Notre Dame sends out their freshman again to this Kerry Neal is a sensation. He had him at rush end now. He's a 6'3", 240-pound linebacker. But BC's best offensive lineman, Sherrillis, is having a futile effort in trying to stop him. Now from the shotgun, Matt Ryan drops the throw. Here comes another big rush, throws downfield, and a great catch by BC along the near sideline. Kevin Challenger, the 25-year-old wide receiver, his teammates call Daddy because of his advanced years at age 25, makes a terrific play on Bruton. And there's a gain on the play. Let's see where they mark the ball of about 9 yards at the Notre Dame 35.
Yeah, Notre Dame continuing to come with pressure, which puts the safeties in man-to-man coverage, and Matt Ryan is able to identify it and pretty much throw the ball to the correct receiver and throw a catchable ball.
This is a huge drive for both teams. BC needing to answer here if they can after Notre Dame scored 2 touchdowns, 1 on offense, 1 on defense inside of a minute and a half. Here's the run. They go right up the middle, and it is Callender running for a first down close to the Notre Dame 30. Notre Dame, after the touchdown return of the interception by Brian Smith, called for excessive celebration, and they subsequently had a kickoff from their 15-yard line. And then a 20-yard return by a blocking back who got the ball, gave BC excellent field position, and now the Eagles have the ball spotted at the Notre Dame 31. First down and 10, BC's lead 20-0 not that long ago. Now it's 20-14. Matt Ryan at quarterback is up under center, brings his tight end in motion. Eyes set in the backfield. He's dropping to throw. Looks, fires over the middle. A great play and a completion to the 16-yard line as Ryan throws up the middle of the field, and making the play was Clarence Megwa. Running a slant pattern left to right over the middle, and he makes a terrific play jumping high to get it.
Yeah, he really threaded the needle. He found the soft spot in the zone. Notre Dame's doing a good job of collapsing on the football once it's thrown. Now the next thing they need to do is knock it loose. They have been somewhat physical in the defensive secondary.
First down and 10, Boston College at the Notre Dame 15. Ryan drops. Here's the rush. He's starting up the middle. He's going to run with the ball, and he'll be knocked down after a gain of about 3 yards to the 13-yard line. Pat Coons ran him down. He had no place to go, so he tucked the ball. Not much of a runner, Matt Ryan. Not real mobile.
No, not very fleet, able to advance the ball that time. But Kerry Neal getting in the backfield so fast just made him come out of his drop and step up in the pocket. But good coverage downfield, too, because Matt Ryan had no place to throw that football.
Well, he wears the number after he's from North Carolina, after another former Tar Heel in the Tar Heel State, maybe the greatest defensive linebacker in history. Lawrence Taylor made that number famous. 56. Here's an all-out rush, a throw to the end zone, and it's caught. A beautiful play by Boston College for a touchdown. Notre Dame sold out an all-out blitz, and Ryan stood in, throw to the left side, the near side, and Challenger took it away from a defender. And after the excessive celebration penalty, Notre Dame subsequently starting on defense on their side of the field, and Boston College comes up with a huge drive and extends its lead now with the extra point coming up to 26-14.
Everything is timing, and Matt Ryan just threw the ball to a spot. Ball thrown before the receiver even made his break. And a good throw beats great coverage every time.
And the Eagles here, Allen, are going to go for two. The quarterback, Matt Ryan, in the shotgun. Notre Dame is threatening to blitz, and now the penalty marker is thrown, and they're going to call it on Notre Dame, I think. Looked like... we'll see. What do you think, Alan?
I think Brandon Robinson crossed the line of scrimmage first for the wide receiver for Boston College.
Prior to the snap, there was a false start, number 2 of the offense.
It was exactly right, Alan. Brandon Robinson did have a false start. So now it makes it, now they're going to come with a kick team. After it would be a 2-point conversion try from outside the 10, or outside the 8-yard line.
Which I would actually, I'd go for it because it opens up the field a little bit more. When you hit just on the 3 or 2 yard line, that field is compressed. You back up a little bit, got a little more room to operate.
Well, the holder is Chris Crane, the backup quarterback, so he can throw it. We'll see what he does. Notre Dame is selling out. They're coming with a 10-man rush. Here's the snap and set down. They're going to kick it, and the ball is hit hard. It's hit up. And Apanavicius knocks it through, and BC
We have a television timeout.
goes to a 27-14 lead with still 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. The Boston College Eagles take advantage of the short field after Notre Dame was penalized after their last touchdown and had a kickoff from their 15, and the BC Eagles capitalized. They've now had 3 possessions in plus territory today, and all 3 have resulted in Boston College touchdowns as they lead 27-14.
Well, a good football team, you give them a short field, they make you pay for it, and Boston College has done just that. Yes, Notre Dame has played inspired defense, but if you've got a short field, there's only so much you can do.
Notre Dame drops back freshman speedster Golden Tate. Armando Allen's not back with him. They have a good blocker back with him in junior Jabby, as Boston College will kick off right to left.
Yeah, it might be punishment because Armando Allen let the ball hit the ground. As a returner, you never let the ball hit the ground. And so the Golden Tate's going to get a shot. And if you're Boston College, just kick it to junior Jabby.
Well, Jabby can run with it also. He was the MVP of the spring game where he rushed for a lot of yards, but he is also a good blocker. He is a senior junior Jabby, and right now BC positioning the ball at their 30. So Notre Dame got back in the game, scoring 2 touchdowns in 1 minute and 25 seconds. A long drive, and then the touchdown pass from Evan Sharpley to Robbie Paris, and then the interception by freshman linebacker Brian Smith, run back 25 yards, but BC comes back with a touchdown on the throw. Here is the kickoff, and here comes Golden Tate. 10, 15 to the 20. BC with terrific coverage, as Notre Dame still unable to break a big kick return this season. Herzlich, a linebacker, was down to cover on special teams, and now Sharpley and the Irish offense come back out, Alan.
Yeah, and Sharpley with some good momentum, doing a good job stretching the field. All kinds of time left in this one, 6:54 in the third quarter, so no panic, just go execute your offense.
Sharpley 4 of 7 throwing the ball since he's come in here in the third quarter for 64 yards and a touchdown. He has Travis Thomas in the backfield along with Schwab. Sharpley under center. BC looking to blitz. They do. It's picked up. Here is Sharpley standing in. He's got to release it. He does. Long ball going downfield, and it's broken up at the 35-yard line by DeJuan Tribble. Very nearly a big hit to Robbie Paris. Looked like it would be overthrown, and Paris went high, got his hands on the ball, and it was knocked away by Tribble when he came down. 2nd and 10.
Tough throw right there, because sometime Mara would love to have that over. He was open, turned around, ball hit him in the forearm, wasn't able to get his hands in position to make the catch that time. Was been enough for the first down, so a lost opportunity by Notre Dame.
Jeff Price ready to punt again for Notre Dame, standing back at his 16-yard line. He'll hit it left to right. He's averaging over 42.5 yards today with virtually none of them returned. Here's another one that won't be returned as it's fair caught by Tribble at the BC 25-yard line. So another excellent punt by Jeff Price and good coverage, a 45-yard punt. That's all net. And now Matt Ryan and the BC offense come back out, leading the Irish 27-14 with 5:53 to play in the third quarter.
Missed opportunity that time by Notre Dame. Looked like they had a nice little head of steam. Ball thrown in a decent spot, albeit a little bit behind, a little low, but still a catchable ball. So important for the defense not to let Boston College maintain the momentum that they have from the score they got a few minutes ago.
Notre Dame with one interception of Boston College. That return for a touchdown here in the third quarter by the freshman linebacker Brian Smith from 25 yards out. 1st and 10. Matt Ryan from the shotgun drops to his 15. He's looking to screen. He does, and then a huge hit put on by Vernaglia for a loss on the play. As Vernaglia really searched that out from the outset, looking for a screen to his side. He puts a driving hit on, and there's a loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Got a good jump on that play, read it right away, and that screen has been killing Notre Dame, but that time Vernaglia able to see it right away and beat the blocker to the ball carrier.
So BC now breaks the huddle in all white uniforms with the maroon trim and gold helmets, moving right to left. As evening starts to fall in northern Indiana, the lights are on. BC has a 27-14 lead. Matt Ryan takes the snap. He drops inside the 15. Here's the rush. He'll lose it, running to his right. Throws back the near side. The ball is completed. Notre Dame stops it short of a first down at the 31-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 4 as he gets the ball to Clarence Megwa. Brockington makes the stop. Good play by Ryan, though, as he was running out of time, and he came back looking for a safety valve on a check down.
Yeah, he does a good job of just scanning the field. Everybody is hot, which means that if you're a receiver, have your hands ready, because if you're open, the quarterback's going to find you.
Boston College sets up in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers on the field. This is 3rd and 4 from the BC 32-yard line. Here's the snap. Standing in, and the throw downfield, and it's beautifully executed by Boston College, but they ruled the receiver was out of bounds. Challenger looked like he might have had a terrific play by Challenger. But they rule he does not down inbounds with the ball, did not have a foot down.
And that time, Kyle McCarthy was able to get to the receiver and push him out.
BC has to punt. So they send their punter out, Johnny Ayers, after the Red Sox signed their multi-million-dollar pitcher from Japan, Daisuke Matsuaki. They played BC in a spring game before the regular season, and Johnny Ayers, the BC punter, ripped him for a double on the first pitch he threw.
Welcome to America.
Here is the punt. Well hit downfield by Ayers. Backpedaling is Zibikowski from his 18. Beats one man. Goes to the outside. Beats another. And he gets out to the 33-yard line. And with 4:06 left to play in the third quarter, Notre Dame gets the ball, trailing BC 27-14. Could that missed extra point by BC on the first touchdown loom large in this game? Right now, they lead by 13 points. 27-14, Boston College in the lead. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. Next Saturday, the Fighting Irish play host to our arch rival, the Trojans of USC. Join Alan Pinkett and me, Don Cricky, and Jeff Jeffers at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for all the excitement right here on Westwood One, the home of Notre Dame football for 40 years. 4 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the third quarter. Boston College a 13-0 leader at the half. Notre Dame cut the lead after Boston College extended to 20-0 to 20-14. Excessive celebration penalty after Notre Dame's second touchdown inside of a minute and a half was costly as BC took advantage of good field position after the kickoff and scored a fourth touchdown of the day. Now Notre Dame, which is a change quarterbacks, they've gone to junior Evan Sharpley. He is dropping to throw on first down. Rolls out, screens the ball to Aesop Schwab. Good blocking. Schwab runs the sideline. This is a man looking to hit somebody when he has the ball.
Well, yeah, he's trying to hunt him up at 261 pounds. I'd be having those knees churning and say no fair dodging. Look for the first white jersey.
So there's a gain of 7 yards on the play. The ball is out now to the 39-yard line of Notre Dame. Irish and blue and gold moving left to right. 3:57 still to be played in the third quarter. A long way to go. The Eagles of Boston College unbeaten at 6-0 and ranked number 4 in the country. Their highest rating since the Flutie years, 1984. Evan Sharpley has taken over at quarterback and has moved the team here in the third quarter. Now we have the officials stopping play.
They fake the officials out. The tight end
step back.
And he's allowed.
Yes, he is. Will Yateman, one of the tight ends. There's no flag.
And you know, a lot of times.
There was an inadvertent whistle. There was no time on the clock. There is no foul.
Well done by the referee. It was an inadvertent whistle. So the play will stand as was. It'll begin now. A second down and 3 play arising at the 39-yard line of Notre Dame.
Yeah, a lot of time coaches will tell the officials, look, we got this one little scheme where we're going to set the guy back, so be ready for it. And sometimes they'll tell them right before the play.
It gave Sharpley that brief hiatus in the game, a chance to come over and talk to Weiss for the 2nd and 3 play. Carlson goes in motion. Boston College almost jumping outside. Notre Dame going at the long count. Here is a handoff. Notre Dame goes to the run, and good defense by BC as Robert Hughes puts his head down. And on 2nd and 3, he gets ahead for a yard or 2. Ball is just across the 40, so it'll be a 3rd down and less than 2 for Notre Dame. Herzlich, the sophomore, with another stop for Boston College.
Herzlich is like a Dallas Sarts type of player, former linebacker of USC at 6'4", 238, just a smart Jack Ham type of player, just solid in all of his play. Freshman All-American last year.
Yeah, he's playing well, Herzlich. Big down now, 3rd down and just over a yard for Notre Dame, just across the Irish 40. Here's the snap. They're going to throw. Sharpley throws, makes a connection. First down Notre Dame as he gets Will Yateman, the sophomore tight end, a huge tight end. And he's out to the 48-yard line on 3rd and 1. They get ahead for a gain of 7 on the play. And it's first down Notre Dame.
Well, good job going over the middle of the field, finding your biggest target, which is Will Yateman, 6'6", 264 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of man out there, and so put the ball in his hands.
So Yateman makes a first down play, and the Irish drive on, trailing 27-14, third quarter. Late in it, 2:50 to play in the quarter. Here is Sharpley throwing. He's almost picked off, and had he been, it would have been a touchdown. As Tyrone Pruitt intercepted one from Jimmy Clausen earlier and ran it back to set up a touchdown position. He had a hand on it and lost it. The Irish lived to play another down, but very nearly a touchdown turnover.
Very lucky that time because no backs in the backfield, which means if they send 6, you're outnumbered. So the quarterback's responsible for the extra guy. And Sharpley just tried to get rid of it in a hurry. But Tyrone Pruitt almost took it back the other way.
Lone back is the freshman Armando Allen. 3 wide receivers in the game on 2nd and 10. Here is Sharpley, stands in, gets the ball away, and he's hit just as he releases it. BC gets a good rush. Coming off the far side was Herzlich, lined up as a rush end, the linebacker. And just as his arm was coming forward, he got a piece of Sharpley, so it's an incomplete pass, and it's 3rd and 10 Notre Dame.
Well, with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left, I don't know if you would call this two-down territory, but I think you still have to
third quarter.
Yeah, in the third quarter, yeah. You still want to treat it with some urgency. Just go get the first down now.
I think they're better off keeping blockers in. They have Schwab in there now to block. And Sharpley's under center, needing 10. He drops to throw, fires an out pattern, and it's way off target. He was looking at an out pattern to Paris, but not close to a completion. So Notre Dame is stopped by the BC defense, and the Irish will have to punt with 2:39 to play in the third quarter. Boston College a 20-0 leader earlier in the third quarter, now leading 27-14.
Well, that time I think ball just let go a little bit early. It's a timing route, a 12-yard out that cannot be covered, but the ball is put in the spot, and if you don't have your receiver and quarterback on the same page, it goes incomplete every time.
Jeff Price to punt for Notre Dame. Tribble is back inside his 10 to return for Boston College. Good snap. Price hits a high punt, and Tribble is going to let it hop. It takes a bounce to the side, rolls Notre Dame positive bounce down to the 15-yard line, and then it is down there, a 37-yard punt. But again, no return for BC, and the Eagles will go on offense 1st and 10. 2 minutes and 28 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Long way to go, and the Eagles leading the Irish 27-14.
And a big time for the defense now to try and get another stop of this potent offense of Boston College. You get a feeling, though, that the offense of Notre Dame really starting to come around with Sharpley at quarterback. Now it's the defense's turn.
Boston had trouble moving the team, 7 of 20, 2 interceptions, just 60 yards passing. Sharpley led the Notre Fighting Irish to a touchdown on his first possession. Here is a nice open field hit on Andre Callender. He's ahead on a near side throw in the flat for about 3 yards. Ambrose Wooden, though, with a good-looking hit.
It was good looking, but that's the kind you got to get a decleater.
Yeah.
You got a free run at a receiver who doesn't even see you, is waiting to catch the ball. You got to run to and through him.
Now they make a switch. They're putting an extra defensive back in. The sophomore cornerback Rashawn McNeil comes in as Matt Ryan, BC quarterback, stands in the shotgun on this 2nd down and 8 play from the BC 21-yard line. They go to the run. Callender puts his head down. He's going to be out to the 23-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 3. Brockington on the stop. Good run play by Boston College on 2nd down.
Like that play. They've been throwing the ball quite a bit. They come with the reverse trap back to the left side, but Notre Dame a good job of defending it because it looked like he had a nice wall to run behind, but Brockington making a good heads-up play.
Notre Dame with extra defensive backs. Boston College sends Megwa wide out to the right. To the near side is Brandon Robinson. Eye set in the backfield. It's 3rd down and a long 2 for BC at their 23-yard line. Play faking. Ryan's looking to throw. Takes a look downfield. Here comes the rush. They're coming after him, coming hard. He throws downfield, and it's incomplete. And BC will have to punt from their own end. Great pass rush put on by the kid who had an interception and subsequent return for a touchdown for Notre Dame, Brian Smith.
Yeah, Brian Smith added all the pressure and good coverage that time by Notre Dame on a 3rd and short. They lined up tight, looked like they might run it. They came with pressure, bringing Zibikowski, but they were able to flush the quarterback out, and Notre Dame's offense gets another shot.
So BC ready to punt the ball. Johnny Ayers is back, standing at his 9-yard line. Zibikowski of Notre Dame is standing at his 34. Ayers a very good punter. And he hits the ball high downfield, a booming punt, a spiral. Zibikowski from his 33 to the 40. Penalty marker down. Zibikowski out to midfield. But there's going to be a blocking foul apparently called on Notre Dame as Jamie Silva makes the tackle on the play. 16-yard return is called back.
Interested in seeing on who it was because one of the protectors for Notre Dame got pushed in the back themselves. So I want to say it was Sergio Brown that may have committed the penalty.
Clock is stopped with now 43
seconds. The return. There was a block in the back by number 2 of the kicking team. The penalty is 10 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So it's actually a penalty on the kicking team for a push in the back. And the ball is advanced now inside the BC 40 to the 39-yard line to start this drive.
I never heard of that one before. Yeah, if you're on defense, you can push anybody around. If you're a Notre Dame fan, take it.
Well, there was a blatant foul in the first half.
Right.
It wasn't called. When they headhunted Clausen when he was down, slid down. Here is a fake as Sharpley drops, looking deep, throws a long ball over the middle, and it's going to be way up and intercepted. No, lost in the end zone. BC had it and lost it as the target was George West over the middle of the field. Paul Anderson, the strong safety, jumped up, had it in both hands, and he lost it when he hit the ground.
That's why he's playing defense and not offense. Looked to be like an easy reception by him. Sharpley going for a broke. But the receivers need to get behind those guys for those plays to work. But, I like the fact that Notre Dame is stretching the field because it's going to open up all those intermediate routes now.
Boston College on defense, number 4 in the country, 6-0 start, one of their best ever. Here is Sharpley on 2nd down and 10, dropping a 5-step drop, pump fakes, throws over the middle, and it's again too high as he was going for his tight end, John Carlson. And Notre Dame, it looked like they hit Sharpley after he threw the ball. Could be a personal foul for roughing. We'll see. It's going to be a personal foul call against Boston College. Sharpley was hit just after he released the ball.
Roughing the passer, number 20. That's a 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
Roderick Collins called for the personal foul. So that moves the ball inside the BC Eagles' 25-yard line. 12th Boston College penalty. A lot of them have been because they've been unable to contend with the Notre Dame young pass rushers who are so quick. And now Notre Dame has the ball, trailing by 13, still in the third quarter. Here's a handoff. Running with the ball is Armando Allen. He turns the corner. Penalty markers down. It'll be against Notre Dame as Allen's inside the 20. Turkovich might have held on the play. Allen with a good change of direction speed. Clock stop, 23 seconds to play in the third quarter. Boston College 27, Notre Dame 14.
Yeah, you don't worry about the penalties because they managed to balance themselves out. But Notre Dame had a nice little drive going.
77 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat the down.
Turkovich with a pretty clear hold on the play, so the call's against Notre Dame, and the ball is back to the Boston College 34-yard line. Evan Sharpley, a 6'2", 216-pound quarterback from Marshall, Michigan, a junior with 2 more years of eligibility remaining. He did not play as a freshman. Quarterbacking the Irish. He's a former Michigan High School Player of the Year. He drops the throw. Here is a fake, a throw downfield, and the ball is dropped by Armando Allen. An absolutely excellent throw by Sharpley, and Allen lost it. Tajee Morris hit him as the ball came in. You can't throw it better than that.
No, it was, he made a nice little bread basket for the football coming in. They've been trying to get him open, and I think one of those deals where you just look up a little too soon.
What a great throw, but the ball is dropped by Armando Allen, so that brings up 2nd down and 20 now for Notre Dame. This is 4-down territory at the BC 34-yard line. Sharpley has 2 wide receivers to the left. George West is to the right, to the short side of the field. Here's Sharpley standing in, looks, throws. He's got an open man. The ball is caught inside the 25. It won't be a first down, but they have it down close to the 20. And it gets rough on the far sideline as the receiver, Duval Kamara, is knocked out of bounds. A good play by that freshman.
Yeah, he did a good job and was active after the catch also, I think, trying to make up for that one drop he had.
And that's going to do it for 3 quarters of play. A long way to go. The score, Boston College 27, Notre Dame 14. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood 1. With 15 minutes remaining in the game, we remind you that the start of the fourth quarter is brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Big down here, Alan.
Yes, it is. And with the personnel they have in, looks like 2 tight ends. Got Junior Jabby in. I think Junior Jabby not only a good pass protector, but I think he's a guy that they could probably throw a screen to.
It is a 3rd and 7 play coming up for Notre Dame as we open the fourth quarter. Don Criqui with Alan Pinkett, Jeff Jeffers at Notre Dame Stadium. Irish a 3rd and 7 at the BC 21. Irish going right to left in their blue and gold uniforms, the gold helmets glistening under the arc lights as night falling here in northern Indiana. Notre Dame down 20-0 at one point in the third quarter, rallied back with 2 touchdowns, 1 on offense, 1 on defense in less than a minute and a half to get back in it. Then BC scored. Now a huge play coming up, 3rd and 7, although Notre Dame in all probability will go for it in 4th down. Here's an all-out blitz. Sharpley looks. He's hit, holds the ball, and he's sacked. Terrific play by Boston College. They sent the pass rushers. Sharpley hesitated, and Alex Albright, their best sacker, comes in. And he is going to be the guy that gets the sack. That's the first sack of the game of Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's big. Looking at the number of sacks Notre Dame has given up all year long, for that to be the first one means that they are improving in that area. But as a timely sack, so Notre Dame needs to just get some points on the board.
Field goal try coming up. Brandon Walker, the freshman who hit from 48 yards in the win over UCLA last week, ready to left foot the ball. He does. He has plenty behind it. But it's no good. He's wide right, so the drive by Notre Dame stalls, and the BC Eagles defense stands tall. They stop Notre Dame without points. And with 14-16 still to play on this longest day of football, the BC Eagles take over the ball with a 27-14 lead.
Missed chance right there for Notre Dame. Good blitz call by defensive coordinators Frank Spaziani. Timely blitz. And unfortunately, Notre Dame not able to capitalize with points, but you got 14 minutes left, so plenty of time. Boston College probably try to go conservative right here, run some clock.
Yeah. I think that's without question what they'll try to get some, keep the clock running if they can, not give Sharpley as few chances as they can give him. Sharpley 7 for 18 throwing the ball for 91 yards and a touchdown. Matt Ryan, the Heisman candidate quarterback, hands off for Boston College, and Notre Dame shuts down the run. A gain of maybe 3 yards by L.V. Whitworth, who was a prime mover on the first possession BC had today, going 52 yards from scrimmage to set up the opening touchdown of the game. This, a short run, 3 yards. Brockington stops it.
Yeah, he was actually caught in the backfield and did a heck of a job to get the 3 yards. He just runs so heavy, Don, to be 219 pounds.
He's a senior, L.V. Whitworth. The quarterback, Matt Ryan of Boston College, standing in the shotgun on 2nd down and 6. He drops to his 20, looks over the middle, throws far side, gets his man. That's Andre Callender, who is always the guy he checks down to, and he always delivers with plus yards. This time the play goes out to the 40-yard line, a gain of 12 on the play and a first down.
Yeah, that play was so wide open because Boston College ran what you call a pick play. They were able to shield the defender that was supposed to go out and have the running back in coverage. So he's sitting out there all by himself and was able to get the first down.
Boston College in all white uniforms with maroon numerals, gold helmets. The Irish in blue and gold. BC moving left to right here in the fourth quarter at Notre Dame Stadium. Shotgun snap to Matt Ryan. He hands off. It's Callender, and he's ahead going low. He gets across 45 and out to the 47-yard line of BC. Vernaglia stops him, but he does get good plus yards on first down, a gain of 6 on the play.
Got to be wary of the fact that this defense for Notre Dame has been out on the field a long time. Almost 30 minutes thus far they've been on the field, which is a recipe for disaster. Because if Boston College can run effectively, it'll wear the defense down.
Now the freshman pass rusher comes in for Notre Dame. They've already had 4 penalties called on the left tackle of Boston College because of him, Sherilis. This is 2nd and 4. Ryan hands off. BC goes to the run, gets the first down and more. As Andre Callender, who runs so low, gets to the 45.
You know, Andre Callender is just a good college back. He's solid. You know, reads well, is patient on his run, and got Boston College getting a real good push on the line of scrimmage right now. And this is an area right here where, you know, they could go for the kill shot, take a shot deep.
Notre Dame corner on the far side, playing up tight, playing off. Corner's off on the near side. As the shotgun snap goes, and they go to the run, and it's Callender running, and he's to about the 41-yard line of Notre Dame on a first down carry. As the clock runs with 11:55 to play in the game, and BC in the lead 27-14. Coons was on the tackle. Callender has run 16 times today for 70 yards.
Well, Notre Dame again probably getting close to 200 yards, giving up rushing. That's been their Achilles heel all year long. And Boston College going right after him.
And Callender receiving the ball, Allen, now 10 catches today for 91 yards. He has scored 3 touchdowns today for the Eagles. Another shotgun snap. Matt Ryan against a Notre Dame blitz, throws near side, and Notre Dame makes the stop short of the first down. It'll be down to the Notre Dame 37-yard line and bring up 3rd down and 2 as Ambrose Wooden makes the stop on Rich Gunnell.
You know, actually surprised that they're coming out with the throws, but you know, when you've got a quarterback who's a Heisman Trophy candidate, probably best in the country, you have a lot of confidence in his ability to put the ball in the hands of the receiver.
Notre Dame crowd kicks in, 81,000 strong at Notre Dame Stadium. Ball position at the Notre Dame 37-yard line. BC unbeaten and in the lead 27-14. 10:40 to play in the game, clock running. Snap. Notre Dame comes with a blitz. Throw over the middle. It's caught for a first down. A tremendous play by Matt Ryan as against an all-out blitz. And they almost got him. Ryan releases the ball over the middle of the field to Rich Gunnell, such a sharp pass route runner. And he is ahead for a first down to the Notre Dame 33-yard line.
You know, give all the credit to the quarterback on that play. Waited till the last second to let the ball go. You can't cover the receiver if he's streaking all the way across the field. You have a DB trailing, and Notre Dame did a good job to just stop the ball where they did.
Really a lot of passing today. 48 throws today by Matt Ryan. He's completed 32 for 291 yards and a touchdown. 2 touchdowns. Here is a handoff as they go to Whitworth, and he doesn't get much. Notre Dame stonewalls it at their 34-yard line. No gain on the play. Joe Brockington and freshman Brian Smith are on the stop. 2nd and 10 BC.
Well, this is the area where the Notre Dame defense really needs to stiffen. Because if they don't want Boston College to try and attempt a field goal, the stop needs to be made now.
BC breaks the huddle at the 34-yard line of Notre Dame, leading the game 27-14. They're moving clock, which is what they want to do most with a 27-14 lead. Matt Ryan, their quarterback, who has thrown already 48 times today. Here's number 49. If he can get it away, he releases the ball and throws it out of bounds. And they'll rule he was outside the tackle box as Dwight Stevenson, the son of a NFL Hall of Famer. Dwight Stevenson Sr., the great Miami Dolphins center, put the rush on. He's been getting through more. He had Dwight Stevenson Jr. had 2 tackles for losses last week.
Yeah, he's getting a lot more playing time, playing a lot better. And that was that particular play, a 3-step drop timing route. He took the 3 steps. Guy wasn't open. It disrupted the route. But that's the type of pressure Notre Dame needs to put, just to disrupt the timing just a little bit.
So now it is 3rd down and almost 11 for Boston College at the Notre Dame 34. Here is the shotgun snap. To the run they go. Running with the ball and not very far is running back L.V. Whitworth. Notre Dame's Joe Brockington reading the run as an inside backer, combining on the tackle with Trevor Laws. And 4th down arises now for Boston College at the Notre Dame 32, and a timeout is called.
Yeah, and that's I think Notre Dame called that, which you got to start thinking about the clock. I don't know if it was called by Notre Dame or not, but from this spot, it looks like.
During the previous play, please set the clock at 9:10 and start on my signal, please.
Oh, okay. Well, from this spot, it looks like if they attempted a field goal, let me see, that would be the 47-yard field goal from here.
They got the scrimmage out there, though. They don't have a kick team
That's
out.
right.
They're going in the shotgun. Be a long field goal attempt, so Matt Ryan standing at the Notre Dame 37-yard line in the shotgun. It's 4th down for BC. They need 9. Notre Dame comes with a rush. Ryan stands in, takes a look. He starts to run, and he'll be tackled short of the first down. Notre Dame takes over the ball at their 25-yard line. Ryan pulled the ball down and took off straight up the middle of the field. Brockington and Brian Smith again on the stop for Notre Dame.
Well, good job by Notre Dame keeping themselves in the game. I thought that BC might go for the field goal, but elected to go for the try.
Notre Dame players shaken up. It appears just to be winded. Bryant Smith sitting up and taking his time getting up as 8:42 shows on the game clock now in the fourth quarter. BC 27, Notre Dame 14. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football.
Here at Notre Dame Stadium, Boston College leads the Irish 27-14. Let us check the Sylvania College football scoreboard, brought to you by Sylvania. See the world in a new light. 2 minutes left in the game at Coliseum. It's USC 20, Arizona 13. Penn State demolished Wisconsin 38-7 in Happy Valley. Stanford is leading TCU 21-17 at half, while Air Force leads 14-7 over Colorado State. 4 minutes left in the first period. South Carolina hangs on to defeat North Carolina 21-15 in Chapel Hill, while LSU leads Kentucky 27-24. 6 minutes left in the game in Lexington. Ohio State crushes Kent State 48-3. And for more Notre Dame football, here's Don Crickey.
Thank you, Jeff. We have 8:42 left to play in the game. Notre Dame in blue and gold moving right to left. Under the arc lights at Notre Dame Stadium, the BC Eagles in all white uniforms with maroon numerals and gold helmets on defense, looking to extend to a 7-0 start. Here is Sharpley looking to throw. Screens the ball near side. It's caught by Armando Allen. He can run fast, and he gets ahead to across the 30. Standout tackle by Jamie Silva. Or he'd still be running. They got 9 as it was, but you can see the speed of Armando Allen.
Oh, yeah, he gets out there, and he did a good job of selling the pass block first. That kept the linebacker away, and he got a nice wall of blockers out in front. But the speed, Don, able to get 9 yards on that play.
Yeah, he just ran by tacklers, and now it is 2nd down and 1 for Notre Dame. At their 34, they go back to the run. Here's Armando Allen. He is hit, spins off, and a hard hit put on him at the 35-yard line. That's where he had to get for the first down. We'll see where the spot is. Looks like it's going to be just short of it. Jamie Silva getting with a helmet-to-helmet tackle.
You know, this BC team gets to the ball quickly. They fill very, very nicely. And this Jamie Silva you just mentioned just has a nose for the football, always around it.
So Notre Dame needing really less than a foot on 3rd down from their 35. And the quarterback puts his head down and behind John Sullivan. He has a first down to the 37-yard line. Needed a foot. He got almost 3 yards.
Yeah, and it's a shame you got to come back to the quarterback sneak because you got to be conscious of the time on the clock right now. You need to be able to get that first down on 2nd down so you can stop the clock and let them start it again on the ready.
Notre Dame with Southern California coming in next week. They're having another tough game today, the Trojans of Southern Cal against Arizona, leading by 7. Sharpley has 3 wide receivers on the field and a tight end flexed out. 1 back behind him, that's Armando Allen. Sharpley with a quick drop. Here comes the rush. Sharpley set back inside the 30. BC coming hard. Ron Brace, the 325-pound defensive tackle, bull rushing the Notre Dame line and just blowing through it.
And that had to be a bust. He just came open too soon, too quickly. I think maybe a guard or something turned the wrong way. We're watching the replay. He came right in that A gap. Oh! That's the one you got to protect the most, right in between Sullivan and Turkovich.
Center and guard. Now it is 2nd down and 18 for Notre Dame. Dropping back to his 20-yard line. A screen pass thrown to the near side. Armando Allen has it. And another hard hit put on. And the BC tackler might have knocked himself out on that play. Now he's going to get up, Silva, but he stunned the receiver, but both bounce up, both Armando Allen and Silva.
And what you can do as a back is you can brace yourself for that hit and take it. You know, just make sure you lean forward enough so it actually, when you get hit, it puts you back in balance and keep a nice, sturdy, your feet apart. And that's what Armando Allen was doing.
So that brings up 3rd down for Notre Dame now. The Irish down 27-14. 3rd down and 13. BC bringing a linebacker up. Here comes a 4-man rush. Sharpley stands in. He's got to get rid of it. Now he's on the run. He crosses the 40 and dives out to the 41-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down And about 7 or 6, Nick Larkin got him down. Clock running, 6:35 to play. And the Eagles of BC up 27-14. Fourth down decision now.
Yeah, a lot to think about right here. You know, you got 6 minutes, 34 seconds. If you punt it away.
We have a timeout, Notre Dame.
Yeah. It's good to talk over this decision because you kick the ball away. You're saying you're giving away 3 minutes back to Boston College.
So it is BC 27, Notre Dame 14. This is Westwood One's exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football. Westwood One would like to acknowledge the University of Notre Dame Athletic Department and its Notre Dame team sponsors: Chase, Coca-Cola, Comcast, McDonald's, Geico Insurance, and Xerox. Our producer today for Westwood One Sports is Tim Parker, executive producer Howard Deneroff, engineer Bill Carambellis, our statistician Buck Jersey, spotter Chuck Freeby, Don Cricky with Alan Pinkett and Jeff Jeffers coming to you from Notre Dame Stadium. The Irish trailing Boston College by 13 with 6:34 to play. Notre Dame coming out of the huddle at their 42-yard line with a fourth down play coming up, and they need 6.
You need to max protect in a situation like this. I'm sure Boston College is going to bring the house.
BC, if they take over the ball, would be able to run it now and pretty much run the game out. Well, not with 6:34 to go, but they could take a big chunk off.
Yeah, it comes down to this play right here. It does.
Sharpley is under center. He might be going to Carlson. He drops the throw. He takes a look. He's rolling out to his right. Looking downfield. He throws. It is caught by Paris for a first down and more inside the 40-yard line of Boston College, and a late hit out of bounds by Boston College will add on 15 more. Anderson, the strong safety, with a late hit on Paris, as it's a 21-yard gain on 4th and 6.
And Paris was so wide open because the person that was covering him fell down. So he alertly turned back outside with Sharpley on the run.
We have a dead ball, personal foul, late hit number 7, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Calling Kevin Akins for the late hit. Kevin Akins, a linebacker. So the ball is advanced, so Notre Dame comes up with a 36-yard play on 4th and 6.
Well, Sharpley, a good job of buying himself time, and Paris, a good job of keeping himself open, and they missed on that.
That's a tough call. I mean, the kid's got to come over and play the receiver.
Yeah.
He did. It wasn't some kind of a cheap shot.
No.
So the ball is now down to the 22-yard line of Boston College. Notre Dame with Sharpley at quarterback. He stands near, throws it high. And he's leaving a straight receiver out to dry on that. He goes high to Robbie Paris. He's got a big arm, Sharpley. Too big on about 4 throws here.
Well, and that's a footwork thing. And the ball starts sailing on you, you're getting lazy with your footwork. So not able to plant his feet that time. And if you do that, that ball sails.
Sharpley is 10 of 22 throwing the ball for 126 yards and a touchdown. Jimmy Clausen, while he was in there for Notre Dame, he threw the ball 20 times. He completed 7 for only 60 yards, and he was intercepted twice. 6:22 to play in the game. Boston College by 13. Notre Dame driving inside the BC 25. 2nd and 10. Here's Sharpley. Takes a look. Stands in. Throws to the end zone. And there's way too much on it again as Sharpley overshot his intended receiver, Robbie Paris, who is a big-time receiver. There's a lot of similarity to Robbie Paris and the graduated Jeff Samardzija.
Yeah, and he's going to be a good one, but that time he thought that maybe he zigged when he should have zagged on that particular play. Sharpley looks like he expected him to run to the back pylon, and he was holding up at the front one.
Now Notre Dame sends Duval Kamara wide to the right. 92 passes thrown in this game so far. 3rd down and 10 for Notre Dame at the BC 22. BC by 13. Here's Sharpley rolling out. Looks. He eludes one rusher, and then gets it away to John Carlson. He's inside the 15 and down to the 11-yard line. It looks like he might have a first down for Notre Dame. As on a broken play, Sharpley somehow eluded getting sacked. Looked like he was going to go down. He spun off and hits Carlson.
I feel like I'm watching John Elway perform out there. That's the type of play he would make. Looked like he was sacked for sure, broke 2 tackles, and then looked like he may have been throwing it away, but find an open Carlson who did a good job getting the first down.
So John Carlson finds his way open, and Notre Dame drives on. Still 5:58 to play. And the ball is down to the 11-yard line, and now the officials are stopping play. This play will be under review.
Right. They're probably just going to see where the thing they should spot it. But that gives
no question. It's a first down.
Yeah, that'll give Sharpley some well-deserved rest. He can get a little drink of water.
And Alan, while they check the video replay, we remind you that you can replay whatever you want, whenever you want, with Comcast Digital Video Recorder. Comcast, the exclusive home of your Irish On Demand. Call 1-888 for Best TV today. So Notre Dame gets a spectacular fourth down play, and it was really all Sharpley, although Carlson was a big part of it getting free. And they're going to spot the ball probably right where it is. Looked like a good spot. Close to the 11-yard line of Boston College. BC leading 27-14.
Well, I mean, as far as checking out the spot, that's something that's controlled by the booth. They review every single play. So even though it's taking time, as long as they get it right, that's all I care about.
Sharpley has thrown 24 passes since he's come in the third quarter of this game. Has completed 11 for 137 yards. He's not been intercepted. One touchdown throw. When he took the Irish almost the length of the field, 76 yards in a very quick drive in 59 seconds when he first came in.
Well, and you got to give a lot of credit to the kid because he's sitting on the bench over there. He has to come in a supplementary role, and he maintains a positive attitude, and he stays patient and gets his opportunity. And this is what you do. You get opportunity, you take advantage of it.
So the ball is going to be positioned just outside the Boston College 11-yard line. Irish moving right to left, down 27-14 with 5:58 left to play in the game.
And Notre Dame defense getting some well-deserved rest right now. Credit the offense for sustaining a drive and staying alive and putting themselves in a position to hopefully score.
Officials not in a hurry and making sure they get
After video review, it has been determined that the forward progress spot should be at the 12.5-yard line, not the 11.5-yard line. Therefore, it will be 4th and 1.
What's a yard among friends? But
yeah,
it's a lot in this game. 27-14, Boston College, 5:58 left to play in the game. Sharpley with an extended conversation with his head coach, Charlie Weiss, during that break in play to review the play. And now Notre Dame comes out of the huddle. First down and 10. Fourth down and 1, excuse me. They're ruling it short of the first down. That was a huge play. So instead of the first down, it's going to be 4th and 1. Yeah. Last time they had a short yardage play like this on 4th down, Sharpley went behind John Sullivan on a quarterback sneak. They put the 325 defender Brace in front of Sullivan. And Notre Dame play fakes. Sharpley looks, throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Robbie Paris, a great play fake. And there's a penalty marker down where the ball was thrown. And the BC players are saying it's going to be against Notre Dame.
That fake was
no touchdown, a holding call signaled against Notre Dame. That's what's coming.
Yeah, it's too bad because it was a thing of beauty. The fake was so good, fooled everybody. Robbie Parrish was in the end zone all by himself.
Holding number 77 outfit.
Turkovich, the left guard, called for holding. So instead of a touchdown throw on 4th and 1 from the 12. What do you think? Looking at the replay,
yeah, when I
wasn't
see
blatant.
It wasn't blatant. He did take him down to the ground.
So it's a hold. 20th penalty of the game, 13 on BC, 7 on Notre Dame. So now it's 4th down for Notre Dame, 4th and 11 at the 23-yard line of Boston College. Here is Sharpley dropping to throw, rolling out, looks to throw, and throws the ball away, and BC will take it over on downs. Sharpley had nowhere to go. He rolled out to the far side, to the right side, and from the 35-yard line of Boston College, he threw the ball downfield, and it was incomplete, and the boos cascading down now on the holding call against Notre Dame that negated an Irish touchdown. 5:40 to play, Boston College 27, Notre Dame 14. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. .540 left to play in the game. Boston College 27, Notre Dame 14. Notre Dame having a touchdown negated on a holding call against the left guard Turkovich, and then on a 4th down and long play, the Irish unable to complete a pass, a big rush by the BC Eagles, and Sharpley had to throw the ball away to save from getting sacked. And now Boston College in command on the scoreboard and on the field with the ball and ready to run the ball out of an I formation. Handoff, straight ahead run. And it is Andre Callender, who has had a huge day. He's caught 10 passes for 91 yards. He's run now 17 times for 76 yards. And it brings up 2nd down and 4.
2 players hurt on that play. They're laying down on the ground right now. One of them is Kevin Challenger, who's rolling around.
Receivers shaken up for BC on the play, and that'll stop the clock with 5:26 to play while Challenger is attended to.
Saves you a timeout.
Well, now the projection is what happens next week, Alan Pinkett. The Trojans of Southern California come in. Jimmy Clausen, the #1 recruit in the country, according to some of the recruiting analysts. Unable to move the team today, and Sharpley came in, did move the team. Who starts against USC?
Well, I'm sure the message boards are going to be busy, and I think Sharpley has earned the right to start next week against USC.
I would agree. He moved the team. It's very hard for a freshman to make the big step up and move a ball club against this kind of talent, but then Clausen was unable to do it. Only 60 yards passing and 2 interceptions in over 2 quarters of work. Now here is a handoff, and they again go to Callender. His head down, he drives close to the 32-yard line, and it's going to be close enough to stop the clock and measure as Scott Smith is in to make the stop for Notre Dame. Defensive coordinator Corwin Brown of Notre Dame going deep into his roster of players because the Irish defense has been on the field so long.
Yeah, they've just been on way too long, so you need to rotate a lot of bodies in there, and Boston College gets the 1st down, and I know a lot of it is because this defense is worn out. They played wonderfully, but this defense has just been on the field way too long. And they initially said 1st down, but now they want to talk about it. And Notre Dame still has his 2 timeouts left, so nothing lost right here. If they can get a stop, they're in the same position they were 2 minutes ago.
Rushing yards in the game, Boston College, 27 rushes for 151 yards. That's been a major difference. Notre Dame with 20 carries for just 28 yards. BC with 441 total yards. Passing yards, 291 for Boston College, 195 for Notre Dame. Here's a start of overtime. It is LSU and Kentucky tied 27-27, #1 versus #17. USC has just beaten Arizona 20-13. Trojans were a huge favorite, but so were they a week ago when they lost to Stanford, the 41-point underdog. Here's the snap, back to the run. On 1st down, Notre Dame throws it back. It is Callender running again, protecting the ball well, both arms on it. Ian Williams, a 300-pound nose tackle, a freshman, throws him back for Notre Dame. And the Irish call timeout. It'll be 2nd and 10.
A wise timeout right there. And you've got the team in a 2nd and long situation. They may choose to throw the football. If they get an incomplete, it stops the clock again.
27-14 Boston College. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Notre Dame football on ndfootballradio.com and Westwood One. A reminder to stay with us for the McDonald's post-game report, a recap of this game, and a playback of some highlights, a check of the college football scoreboard, and you'll hear the post-game comments from head coach Charlie Weiss, brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Right now, BC's got to be loving, Allen, the position they're in with a 27-14 lead. 4:38 left to play in the game here at Notre Dame, where BC in the recent years has been a dominant presence against the Irish.
Yeah, they've had Notre Dame's number, and what they're looking to do is if they can get 2 first downs, they can start singing the BC fight song.
2nd down and 9 for Boston College. The quarterback Ryan drops to throw, looking to screen the ball. Here comes trouble in John Ryan. He throws it downfield and makes a completion. Running the near sideline is Andre Callender. Foot races on. Darren Walls gets him inside the 15-yard line. But there's a penalty marker down, and it's at the feet of Gosden.
Yeah, and
Cherilus.
right, and if it's not holding, it's probably going to be lineman downfield because they were trying to run the screen.
55-yard play, but it might be coming back. There's two Ryans that kind of congratulate each other. Matt Ryan, the quarterback for Boston College, and John Ryan of Notre Dame, who almost ran him down.
Repeat second down.
Yeah, they were trying to throw the screen right there, and it just took so long to develop that the linemen, they got to go at some point.
Call is on the right guard, the center, Tennant, getting down. So it is now 4:24 left to play in the game. And it'll be second down and 14 coming up for Boston College with the clock stopped, and the BC Eagles in the lead, 27-14, and now they spot the ball and start the clock.
Well, I mean, the important thing you said right there is they stop the clock. The penalty stops the clock.
But it's running right now. It's at the 29-yard line of Boston College, so they have looking up, seeing the clock running, huddle at their leisure. Now they're walking around. Matt Ryan wisely just letting as much time roll off as it can. After the penalty, the clock was started. And 3:57 remains on it as Boston College calls a timeout.
Well, if Notre Dame can hold right here, they still have a shot because they're not going to have much time left, but they get in the end zone and then do an onside kick, have an opportunity to throw the Hail Mary. This is probably the greatest place to throw the Hail Mary. They've got receivers that have much greater size than the defensive backs of Boston College. So it would be a remarkable comeback if they could do it, but it's doable.
The player of this game, if it's not the quarterback of Boston College, Ryan, it certainly would be Andre Callender with 81 yards rushing on 19 carries with 91 receiving yards on 10 receptions, and he just had a 55-yard reception call back.
Yeah, that was a biggie. That would have been the one that would have broken the back of Notre Dame. But now they're still in the game.
Barely. 3:57 to play. BC has the ball on a 27-14 lead. Second down comes up. Second down and 14. Under center is the quarterback, Matt Ryan. Gets the snap. Whitworth runs the ball, and not for very much. Notre Dame shuts it down and again calls timeout now with the 3:50 left to play, and that'll bring up third down for Boston College. Third down and about 12.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's Notre Dame's last timeout. Although the board says one left up there.
That's that third and final timeout.
All right.
Please.
Couldn't get any home cooking. But that's good. It's a third and long now. And so Boston College, I'm sure, probably tries to run the football just to get some more time off of the clock. Notre Dame gets it probably with about 2 minutes, 30 seconds left.
Well, it's third down coming up now. Third down and 12 with 3:52 to play. That would be a long play.
Yeah, I mean, the defense has done its job in this situation. Their job, get it back to the offense thus far. And the third down has been a killer. Don't know what the third down conversion rate has been thus far for Boston College, but Notre Dame has held its own. And so you get the ball back to the offense and anything can happen.
Whitworth is in the game now. He's going to be the eye back. Quite possibly to follow his lead blocker, the fullback, Brad Newman, a freshman. As on third down and 12, and with a 13-point lead, 27-14, and 3:52 to play in the game, Boston College aligns with quarterback Matt Ryan under center. Notre Dame in blue and gold, ready to rush the ball and try to strip it free. They go to the run. Boston College runs, and it's a short gain across the 36. And again, the clock is stopped. No, it is not. Notre Dame is unable to stop the clock. Trevor Laws makes the tackle, and now Boston College will take a long time getting ready to punt with the clock running down to 3:30 to play and still ticking, and fourth down coming up.
And you've got Tom Zibikowski back deep, who's a threat to break it at any time. It would sure help out their cause if he could get a good return and Notre Dame not hold anybody.
So Boston College sends its punter out, Johnny Ayers. He'll stand back at the BC 22-yard line. Zibikowski to our right, standing back at the Notre Dame 23. Here is the punt, a booming punt, well hit by Ayers. Zibikowski will watch it, Directional punt hit out of bounds along the near side. And Notre Dame with a long field to go and in a 13-point hole at the moment, down 27-14.
Well, they got the ball back with a lot more time than I thought, 2 minutes, 59 seconds. So they still have a shot. They got to get yards in big chunks. You know, they can't do a lot of dinking and dunking. They got to attack this defense downfield.
Well done by Ayers, a 41-yard directional punt with no return, all net yards. And now Evan Sharpley, who came on to quarterback Notre Dame in the third quarter and moved the team after Jimmy Clausen struggled. He is under center as Evan Sharpley at the Notre Dame 23. Dropping. Rush is coming. Screens the ball near side, caught by Allen, then dropped, incomplete pass. As Sharpley was rushed hard coming on the play for Boston College, where both their outside pass rushers, Alex Albright in there, and also it was Mark Herzlich, who is an excellent player. He's really listed as a linebacker, but he's more of a rush end.
Yeah, and that time Armando Allen was trying to block him and then release him so he could get out on the screen, but Herzlich just was just too impressive a rush.
BC has some time off after this game, then they go to Virginia Tech. Here is a downfield throw, and got to be no penalty marker as Notre Dame's Robbie Paris had his legs cut out from him and others went for the ball. I guess they're ruling that Dwan Tribble was also going for the ball.
Right, may have been incidental contact right there, but there was contact. Robbie Paris got his hands on the ball, but he was down on his knees. Would have been a remarkable catch if he had gotten it.
At one point, it looked like Notre Dame would have a shot to pull it out perhaps at the end as the Irish scored on a beautiful pass play on 4th down and long. But then the flag was thrown and a holding call was signaled against Notre Dame and the play came back. Here is Sharpley dropping the throw, steps up, lets a long ball go downfield, and it's way too far. And again, the Notre Dame receiver goes down. It's Robbie Paris looking up for a flag, but none forthcoming.
And I think that's mix up in communication that time. Ball was thrown on the outside. Robbie Paris was starting to run the post.
Well, he goes down. He didn't faint. Something knocked him down, but
he ran into the back of Dwan Tribble.
So that brings up 4th down for Notre Dame, and the Irish with a last-ditch effort now. Their ball is positioned at the Notre Dame 23. The Irish are down to BC by 13, and this is 4th and 10. Here is Sharpley rolling out, looking downfield, throws to the far sideline. It's incomplete. Boston College takes over and again will defeat Notre Dame. 98 passes have been thrown today, 49 by each team. Boston College taking over with a 27-14 lead with 2:36 to play as this long day turns into night.
You said 98 passes. That means we've been here a long time. And so, give credit to Boston College on that particular series. They knew that Notre Dame had to go up top. They came with good pressure. They defended the screen real well, and then they had good coverage in the secondary.
So Boston College now sends out a basic run offense alignment. They have Andre Callender as the I-back. He's going to get the ball on this 1st and 10 play at the 23-yard line. Here's the snap. Callender gets the ball, runs on a stretch play to the left. He's tackled after a short gain, but BC says, so what? As the clock continues to run, Coons was on the tackle for Notre Dame.
And Boston College, if they really, really want to, could make a statement by taking it in and scoring. I don't think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're just trying to run the clock down and then be able to get in a position where they can kneel down. They probably need 1 first down in order to do that, though.
Clock running down to 2:05 and ticking. BC en the route to a 7-0 start. They are ranked number 4 in the country for the first time since 1984, ranking that high. That year with Doug Flutie at quarterback. They lost the next week. But right now, BC making a case for national honors. They could be in that BC Bowl in the end. And here is a give off to Callender. He runs again into the right side of the Notre Dame defense. Brockington gets him down short of a first down, which is fine with BC as they continue to run the clock with now 1:35 left to play.
Callender getting close to that century mark, running the football. Been a workhorse all day. You mentioned some of his stats, 10 catches today, 91 yards and getting close to that century mark. So just a big day for Andre Callender.
He's getting close to that double century mark in total yardage. He's caught 10 for 91 with a 55-yarder call back, and he's run 21 times for 89. So Callender, the senior running back, having a great day, and now BC with 3rd down and 3, ready to give it to Callender again. Ryan at quarterback takes the snap. Give us to Callender. He runs to the near side and takes it inside the 15-yard line and looks be very close to a 1st down as Trevor Laws makes the stop, and the clock is running with 45 seconds to play. And 41. And BC leading 27-14.
And now I think it's all over but the shouting. And you probably could have said that 2 minutes ago, but I think Notre Dame's definitely making progress. This is a 4th-ranked team in the country, excuse me, and they were able to keep it within reach. I actually had opportunities. If not for the holding call and the touchdown that got called back, it may have been a different outcome.
Well, right now, Boston College, as they are short of the 1st down, and with great delight are they short because the clock kept running. Now it looks like the left tackle might have moved again. Somebody did on the BC line, but so what? 5 seconds left. Boston College will win again today. They beat Notre Dame at this stadium now in 07, 04, 02, 99, and 93.
Still 4th down. The clock will start on the snap.
So another meaningless penalty called on the field, the 15th. The big penalty is the biggest of the game, obviously the holding call on Notre Dame on their touchdown play. And the Irish might cite the, after their touchdown on an interception return by Brian Smith, too much celebration by their bench.
Well, I mean, they're not used to seeing a lot of touchdowns, so that's why they celebrated so much.
That's it. There ain't no more. Boston College 27, Notre Dame 14. Don Criqui with Alan Pinkett and Jeff Jeffers. Time for today's Superior Coaching Move, brought to you by Castrol GTX High Mileage. It's a fact. Conventional oils can burn off faster in high-mileage cars. Don't let your engine go up in smoke. Get superior protection against oil burn-off with Castrol GTX.
Well, I don't know. You might say the coaching move was Boston College just showing up. But I think that Boston College, the best coaching move was not to panic when Notre Dame pulled it within 7 and they went down with a short field and scored a touchdown.
Boston College, very deserving of all the accolades they've gotten. This is a very good football team in BC in celebration now as they come out on the field having defeated Notre Dame. Both sides, a lot of handshaking going on. They were knocking each other down hard all day long like it's supposed to be. But a great win and a great start for Boston College and their first-year coach, Jeff Jagosinski. Time now for our Sylvania Player of the Game, and by acclamation.